the Columbus Civic Center in Columbus, Georgia. It's time for a Friday night edition of Columbus River Dragons hockey. Hello everybody, my name is Liam Godimer. As always, it's an absolute pleasure to be here alongside all of you as the River Dragons, for the very first time this season on home ice, take on the Monroe Moccasins. With me, as always, is Mike Vee. Mike, it's great to be here along with you.
Always great being here with you, Liam. I'm very interested to see this matchup tonight. You know, it's very odd that you don't have like a division rival that you play only a couple of times. I think right at the beginning of the year, of this year, and then you wait so long, and then it was both on the road. Here they go into Columbus. I'm very interested to see this big, strong, physical team that you've been describing to me pretty much since the day I started here.
That's a perfect way to describe the Monroe Moccasins, and we'll certainly see if they are able to live up to that billing tonight. With that said, for the first time this evening, let's send things down to ice level. Mike and everybody watching, it is time for our fire starter of the night. There he is. It's Alexander Jemayev. Mike, the River Dragons scored 7 goals in their last game where they took down Biloxi by a final score of 7-3. Alexander Jemayev scored the first, and he scored the last.
Yeah, Alexander, great player. Jammer's a guy that gets out there, gets the job done. He's a veteran. He's a guy that goes up and down, plays two-way hockey. He's a big body. If he's out in front of the net, he's always an opportunity for him to get a deflection or a shot or on a rebound. And, of course, he can set up plays as a center as he works very well with his both wingmen.
Jemayev had a 10-game point streak snapped last Friday night on home ice against Biloxi. How did he follow that up on the road in the next opportunity to get himself on the board? 3 points for Jemayev, 2 goals and 1 helper on Saturday. This evening, Alexander Jemayev, who celebrated a birthday earlier this week, is the fire starter of the night. Mike, with a fire starter of the night means we must have a pest of the game. And the pest of the game has departed the ice, but that does not mean we cannot still talk about him. It's Carlos Fornaris. He wears number 9. He's played in the SPHL. He's played in the ECHL. He's only 5'9", 170 pounds, but he is all speed out there. Dangerous in all 3 zones.
Well, if he's been in the ECHL and the SPHL, you know he's got skills. And if you say he's a fast skater, a guy who's 5'9" can sometimes get himself lost and then all of a sudden appear somewhere where it passes on his stick. Always a very dangerous guy, particularly a guy who can skate as well as he does.
57 points in 38 games for Fornaris entering tonight's contest. Mike, of note, number 9 was a player that the River Dragons did not see when they took on the Moccasins at their house.
Yeah, you know, in this time of the year, too, as teams start really, stacking up for the playoff run, you're going to see players like that you haven't seen. And even a team that you think was one type of a team, a player like that becomes a dynamic player and kind of changes things around and throws your whole game plan apart. So it's interesting to see how this first game will come out here on home ice.
You heard it here first. The fire starter of the night is Alexander Jemayev. The pest of the game is Carlos Fornaris. Liam G and Mike V are going to send this to a 60-second timeout. When we come back, enjoy highlights from the River Dragons' last game, a 7-3 W against the Biloxi Breakers.
All right, here's the game plan. Tickets, food, drinks.
You forgot popcorn.
Popcorn, please. I'm talking about the family 4-pack.
That's a new play?
Even better, 4 tickets to a River Dragons game, 4 Chick-fil-A entrees, 4 hot dogs, 4 sodas, 4 popcorns, all for just $40. Boom!
Did somebody say boom?
Coach, can families run that play too?
Only if they act fast. Clock's ticking.
The family 4-pack, 4 tickets, $40. We'll see you at the rink. Let's go, Dragons.
The Columbus River Dragons are back inside of the Lair on Friday, March 27th and Saturday, March 28th, as the club takes on the Monroe Moccasins. The puck drops at 7:35 p.m. on Friday, where we wear red, remembering everyone deployed. Then on Saturday, the puck drops at 7:05 p.m. with the atmosphere expected to be electric. Get your tickets at the Columbus Civic Center box office now or by visiting ourdragons.com. He shoots and you score! Let's go, Dragons!
Puck has been dropped. The Breakers take possession. We are officially underway. This is Liam Godimer saying, it's go time on tonight's game. Tyler Barrow, far circle, high slot. Missed just wide past the stick of Borodkin. Already, though, a high-quality look for the Dragons. Minute 20 into the game. There's another balk wheel. Stonewall twice by Borodkin. There's a turnover. Ryan Hunter goes skate to stick. He lets it fly, and Borodkin. Ross Bartlett with a chance to open the scoring. Babin with the glove. The pest of the game making his presence felt already inside of the opening 5 minutes. Ross Bartlett, a forward out of Fort Myers, Florida. The breaker goes down behind the net. We do have a delayed penalty. The neutral zone referee called it, and we have a goal for Biloxi. No goal! A shot right off of the draw. Trevor Babin watches that one straight into the mitt. The Floor and Decor penalty kill is over. There's a goal, though, for Biloxi. Wynn will move it north. Losing his stick is more, so he'll boot it over to the far wing. Hunter zips it for Jemayev. He scores! Alexander Jemayev reared back, let it fly, and beat Borodkin through his legs. A good old-fashioned slap shot is a lost art in the game of hockey these days. Great to see Alexander Jemayev realizing he had some time and space at the near circle, and he powered it right by the goaltender. Over. We're exactly 9 minutes here into the first. Pikarczyk drags, fires, rebound produced. Babin kicked it all the way out to center. This will be numbers for the River Dragons, perhaps. Barrow pulls up. What a save made by Borodkin. He got just a bit of that puck. Pikarczyk again, a fast-paced sequence. A breaker goes down behind the net. He remained at even strength. Mike Vee playing in his second game back with the River Dragons after a brief stint on IR as Hunter will let it rip straight into the breadbasket of Borodkin. The 7th shot of the night for Columbus, 9:36 in. There's a turnover. Backhander. Borodkin got a piece with his skate. He left the puck behind, though. Bartlett, Pikarczyk worked away. Barrow with a driving wick line, score! The River Dragons have found daylight through the wickets of Anton Borodkin, not once, but twice already. Here's Hunter, left side. Borodkin squeezes his gear and makes another save as more on the backhand. Put a bid to the cage. And now the Breakers might have a breakaway. They do. Carter Thornton. Babin came all the way out. His paddle went flying. Both players okay. We do not have a penalty. Barrow pulls up. Storjahan all alone. And Borodkin, for the first time in this period, made a 5-hole save when his team needed him. Koch to the goal. Babin with the shaft. A River Dragon has lost their twig behind the net. That's Brody Thornton. He picks it up. Storjahan, the forward, makes the astute defensive play to maneuver it out to the neutral zone. The final 60 seconds of the first period comes right now. Alex Storjahan, Tyler Barrow, and Cody Wickline on the offensive. That spells danger for the goaltender typically. Here comes danger for the goaltender. Wickline, Storjahan! Oh my goodness, Borodkin! That was one acrobatic denial. Storjahan will have another chance. It's blocked, he'll turn, fire, score! Cody Wickline deflects it into the goal. He's got 2 already in this period. It's 3-1 River Dragons. This is Liam Godimer saying, it's go time on the second. Benjamin Pizzamenti. Great to have Benjamin back with the River Dragons. Spent time in the SPHL. He smacks his man, and Galvin just hit the window. The fire starter of the night came that close to a goal. Benjamin Pizzamenti takes a lap around the net. Samaro at the blue line. That trickles right by Barokin. Take it away. Wickline, head up. Barrow, a break. Save made by Barokin. Barrow's got it back now. One-timer Storjahan. He swung and missed. There's that line again, though. Every single time they're on the ice. Barrow's got it back. Give and go with Galvin. To the front. Doherty, and what a save made by Barokin. One more chance for Biloxi. They score on the power play. And now coming out from behind the net and going coast to coast will be Biloxi. Right side, left side, slapper, Spinelli. That's a kick save made by Babin. 15.5 minutes into the period. There's a block. Jemayev, Hunter, scoops it onside. Ryan Hunter around the net. One-timer, Colton, you bet! No doubt about it for Josh Colton. 4-2, Dragons. 4:16 to play in the second stanza. That all started with Alexander Jemayev. He found Hunter at the blue line. Hunter kept himself onside. He continued to skate, found himself behind the net with the puck on his forehand from the goal line to the high slot to the back of the net. Josh Colton, the recipient. The River Dragons have a 4-2 advantage. There's a turnover. Carter Thornton shoots and scores. Another goal to the short side for the Breakers. It's a one-shot hockey game, ladies and gentlemen. Keep in mind, this is still a one-shot hockey game. Loving the puck to himself is Storjon! He puts it into the back of the net. It's 5-3. Making this a 5-3 game, courtesy of Alex Storjahan. Now Columbus still with the puck in the offensive zone, and they score! Skate Scaldi. Barrow, Jemayev, a break. It is go time! River Dragons win 7-3 and take all 9 games against Biloxi this year.
Let's hear it for your Breakers!
Every day we're on the road, dedicated to servicing our community and neighbors. At Air Force Heating and Air, we're committed to your family's comfort all year round. Whether you need repairs, maintenance, or new system installation, the Air Force team is here for you, residential and commercial. Plus, we offer duct cleaning and sealant services, air quality and virus protection, and plumbing. Call Air Force Heating and Air today. Serving you is our top priority.
The Columbus River Dragons are back inside of the Lair on Friday, March 27th and Saturday, March 28th, as the club takes on the Monroe Moccasins. The puck drops at 7:35 p.m. on Friday, where we wear red, remembering everyone deployed. Then on Saturday, the puck drops at 7:05 p.m. with the atmosphere expected to be electric. Get your tickets at the Columbus Civic Center box office now or by visiting ourdragons.com. He shoots and you score! Let's go Dragons!
Let Shredaway, a division of the Overby Company, take care of all your document shredding needs. We can design a custom shredding program for your business today. No need to purchase equipment, no maintenance expenses, no need to prepare records for destruction, increase employee productivity, increase security, no worry. Was it really destroyed? Right now, all new customers can receive 10% off. Shredaway, a division of the Overby Company, locally owned and operated in downtown Columbus. That's Shredaway, 706-577-9668.
Coach, finally a new opponent at the Lair, coming off 2 straight wins against the Biloxi Breakers. You now welcome the Monroe Moccasins into town. To start off Coach's Corner, talk to me about what you saw last weekend from your team, a sweep against Biloxi to close out the season series. You went 9 for 9.
Yeah, you know what? I think both games were kind of slow starting and all that stuff, but ultimately. You know, Rosie picks up a shutout and we go down to Biloxi and kind of, again, slow start and then let our strengths kind of get rolling and we accomplished what we needed to. And you know what, you're playing against a team that has really nothing to play for. So to me, that's kind of dangerous when it comes down to it. Yeah. So pretty happy with the outcome, other than losing Storjahan for no reason.
Let's talk about that. At the end of the game, Alex Storjahan called for a spear. He receives a 2-game suspension that is brought down to just a 1-game suspension. In your eyes, how do you evaluate the play and the aftermath from
the league? You know what? I think the game was reffed fairly loosely, which is fine. And then, you know, again, it kind of fall back a little bit to last year as far as frustrations go, and stuff is let go, and then frustration kind of comes along, and you know, we got to be a little bit more disciplined than that. But you know, Storage, not really a spear. A spear is, you know, a really good action to wherever, and you know, he kind of just checked him a little bit, and again, not cool. Not cool, but at the same time, you got it reduced from 2 games to 1 game. So,
what was the explanation from the league in terms of the reduction?
Well, just as far as that goes, I mean, I don't think, you know, as far as refs go, I think everything is kind of, it's by the moment, and everything happens really quick. And you know, do they actually catch it and see was it you know, a double minor for slashing or double minor for something? Probably not warranted a 5-minute match for spearing per se. I think that's what it was, but again, the refs are in the moment, and everything happens really quick. If the refs maybe would have called the stuff 30 seconds prior and got both of them for roughing, that doesn't happen. So anyways, it is what it is, and you lose Storage for 1 game and go from there.
Turning the page to Monroe, they are a team that's ahead of you in the standings. You haven't seen them since early January. What were you able to grasp from their game after playing against them twice on the road? Yeah,
well, they're big and strong and fairly physical. They like to stretch, and they can all skate per se. They move the puck fairly well. So, I mean, again, it's to me, it's a lot like playing Athens and those guys. I'm like, you know what, we just can't turn the puck over and commit unforced errors. against those guys. We need them to commit the unforced errors and let them kind of hang themselves a little bit. So, you know what? We just got to play hard and disciplined and play direct. You know, making sure that we have numbers around the puck all the time. That's the offensive side and the defensive side. And in the neutral zone, making sure that we have numbers back all the time and all that stuff. So, and they can skate, and they can score. And I think, you know, if we play the way we're supposed to play, I mean, we should be fine. If I look at the 2 games we played down there, again, I don't think they beat us per se. I think we beat ourselves. And, you know, I think it'll come down to special teams, power play, penalty kill. We're both, I think, number one, number 2 on the power play and the penalty kill type thing. So, you know, it's going to come down to probably that. And if we play even hockey 5-on-5, that's great.
With the emphasis on the special teams, as you touched about in terms of the statistics, is discipline something that you're stressing to your group prior to the puck dropping?
Always. You know, every meeting I have is discipline as far as penalties, making sure that we don't take the stores of hand type penalties type thing. We, you know, I always say we'll kill any physical hitting penalty there is. All the stick work and all that lazy stuff will tend to come back and bite you in the butt type thing. So we want to do that, and then really discipline as far as our playmaking and puck moving and all that stuff, making sure that we don't turn the pucks over in certain areas. Let's live to fight another day and reset and let everyone do their job.
As we've touched on, Alex Dorjahan, a 1-game suspension. That takes him out of the first line of Tyler Barrow, and Cody Wickline. I'm curious, how are the lines going to shift because of that?
Liam, it's none of your business.
I think it's a little bit of my business. Just a little bit.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, you know what, with Ben Stefanini coming in,
Yep.
you know, the lines prior will be Storjahan, Wickline, and Barrow. Galvin, Stefanini, and Doherty, and then Jemayoff with Hunter and Morsey, with probably Big Tex and or Skate in there. So with Storage being out, Stefanini will probably go up with those guys, and I'll put Tex and Skulls with Ryan and Docs on the second or third line, whatever you want to call it.
And we have a new goaltender that comes in as well, Jacob Snellenberg. Can we expect to see him get any action tonight? Royce, Babs, what are you feeling?
Yeah, you know what, Royce's going to play tonight. How do you pronounce his name?
Snellenberg, Jacob
Snellenberg. I apologize, Mr. Snellenberg, and the parents that are listening. He's going to back up tonight.
Sweet.
Babs will probably go tomorrow, and he'll probably back up tomorrow. Okay. And we'll just see. I mean, I've seen him in practice. Good little guy, good little goalie that reads the plays well. He challenges at the right times, and he looked fairly good in practice. So I'm looking for him to see what he can do.
Can we expect Lair Patekin to make his River Dragon debut
Lair
tonight?
is in the lineup as well, which will probably bump Psalms out for tonight, and okay. We'll see where that goes. At the same time, we're probably going to release Ben Pezzaminti per se, and see what happens there. And really, I mean, this is probably the lineup going through. We still might be looking for a natural centerman, somebody that's money on draws and that can compete. You know, in all aspects of the game type thing. So, and you know what, if somebody comes, great. If not, I'm happy with what's in that locker room.
So, it's now time for your fun question. Let's talk about your biggest fear, Coach. And I mentioned biggest fear because...
Have you seen me play? I'm fearless.
That's a good point. That's a good point. So should I not?
No.
I go forth with the question? Okay.
You don't need to say anymore. Yeah, I don't like anything that's really smaller than me. Like, I mean, I don't like frogs and snakes and bugs. I used to be able to pick up a grasshopper. No, I run from it now. Mice, scared of them. Yeah, I don't like anything smaller than me.
So you're taller than me.
So I don't like you, yeah.
You know, I seek your approval all season, Coach.
Liam, you know I love you.
The feeling is mutual. Coach, thank you for your time. Good luck tonight.
You bet, thank you.
A warm welcome back to the Columbus Civic Center. Liam Godimer here with you. Alongside me is Mike Vee as we get you set for puck drop. The River Dragons and the Moccasins for the first time in the Fountain City. With that, let's take a look at how the River Dragons are lining up tonight. The forwards, Tyler Barrow, Ben Stefanini, and Cody Wickline. Mike, the River Dragons will be without Alex Storjahan, who's serving game 1 of a suspension as a result of his actions at the end of Saturday night's game in Biloxi.
Yeah, spearing call, I guess, late in the game, and one of those things that happen in hockey. Well, he pays the price. He sits tonight, but thankfully just one game, and he'll be back in the lineup.
The former Moccasin, Ben Stefanini, makes his River Dragon debut, centering the leading point producer in the entire FPHL, Tyler Barrow, and Cody Wickline, number 10. The second line is Ryan Hunter, number 88, Alexander Jemayev, the fire starter of the night, in the middle, and Kyle Moore on the right. Joel Texmo, Ryan Galvin, and Scott Doherty is the third unit from left to right, with one extra forward. That is Skate Scaldi. On defense, Brody Thornton with Lair Patakin, who is also making his River Dragon debut. Nathan Balkwell is paired up with Kirk Underwood, Mike Wynn with Josh Colton, and in goal, it's Tyler Roy, backed up by Jacob Snellenberg. Getting the night off, Trevor Babin.
Pretty interesting to see how the new guy comes in. Big defenseman, a guy that you need on the blue line, and let's see if this works out for the trade that they made.
It's going to be very interesting to see the debuts of both Ben Stefanini and Lair Patakin tonight. The River Dragons, as a result, without Justin Samaro on defense. Here are our starters. Josh Colton gets another start. It's very clear for head coach Bichard, if you win, you don't change the starters.
Oh no, you win, you're in, you keep them going. You don't even change your socks. If you had that one sock there, you keep her going.
Same headset as last week. Same for you?
Exactly.
All right. So Mike Wynn, as always, paired up with Josh Colton. The first forward introduced is Kyle Moore, number 15 out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Here's the fire starter of the night, Mike. 2 goals on Saturday.
You know, one of those players that gets out there and gets it done. And you know what I liked about the River Dragons as of late? They've kind of spread the scoring around a little bit. It's not just the two guns. You've got other guys chipping in for goals. Jemayev, one of those guys that keeps coming and adding some points in there as well.
Very interesting you mentioned that as Ryan Hunter gets introduced last weekend. 4 points for Ryan, 4 assists.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you're putting the puck in the net or you're getting an assist. It means one thing. They resulted in goals. So either way, you're happy. You like to see guys light up the lamp, but of course you also like to see your team light up the lamp and help you in a victory.
Most certainly, Mike. With that said, let's now send it down to ice level for this evening's colors.
Nice little crowd setting in right here. Taking a look at the suites, too. They're looking like they're enjoying themselves out there in the end zone suites.
The fans are out loud and proud tonight to support the River Dragons as we have our ceremonial puck drop. Coming over, Kirk Underwood, your captain. Number 27, Frank Schumacher, also wears the C for Monroe.
Well, I hope we win every draw like that tonight.
It's funny, I talked to Kirk Underwood earlier this week. Fun fact about Kirk, may play on the back end. He loves to take face-offs.
You know, it's a great thing to have a guy, particularly if you're not a center, but you're in a tight spot for a face-off in a situation, you know, down a goal or whatever, you know, or maybe a power play where, but you can get a guy waved out. You got a guy to come in like that can take the draw, or coach can just put you in because you're a little better on the draw than the center.
Right on, Mike. 20 minutes on the clock, both teams on the sheet. The Columbus River Dragons and the Monroe Moccasins. The pest of the game and the fire starter of the night take the face-off. It's Carlos Forneris for the Moccasins, who attack from right to left, wearing their white uniforms with the white and gold letters and numbers along the back and on the sides, while Columbus wears red. Tonight, a Friday where we remember everyone deployed. The River Dragons open up with Josh Colton and Mike Wynn on defense. Alexander Jemayeff, Ryan Hunter, and Kyle Moore up front. In goal is Tyler Roy, number 35, backed up by Jacob Snellenberg. As into the offensive zone is Tucker Scantleberry. He's denied. Hunter makes the swift defensive play. Over to the near side corner the puck goes. Airlifted from Moore to the glove of Hunter, who will send it in. 45 seconds into the game. Monroe enters tonight's contest with a record of 27-7, 4-2-0. They have 89 points, just 1 point behind the division-leading Athens Rock Lobsters, as we have a River Dragon offside. For Columbus, they enter 25-12, 4-2-1. The River Dragons have 85 points, 4 behind Monroe. Third place in the Continental. Columbus has won 2 straight games.
As we talked about, you and I prior to the broadcast, just 4 points behind them on the standings, but unfortunately 4 games in hand Moccasins have on the River Dragons.
But including tonight, 4 head-to-head meetings against Monroe before the season comes to a close. Cody Wickline falls down. He has a stick in his gear. It's removed, picked up by the owner of said stick, Kyler Matthews. The puck to the side of Tyler Roy, number 35, 17-7-1, 3.74 goals against average, and an .888 save percentage.
That's offside there.
That's an opponent offside. A minute 33 into the game, which, as always, is presented by our friends over at Old School Barbershop. Do you need a little bit off your sides, do you?
I had a lot off my sides, but it's growing back, so I'll be needed sooner, a lot sooner than later.
Finally, somebody answered me. Just know appointments are required. Book online on Facebook, Instagram, or by visiting oldschoolbarbershop.com. That's shop spelled S-H-O-P-P-E. So the pest of the game, Carlos Forneris, he gets a touch on the puck. As Mike and I talked about during the pregame, Forneris, a player with SPHL, ECHL experience, brings a lot of speed to the forward group of the Moccasins. As the first bid toward the Monroe net is blocked off before getting to the cage. Tyler Masternak is the goaltender. Big hit into the corner as a Moccasin.
He felt that one.
Certainly felt that one. That was Sam Turner, number 7.
That's just a straight-up shoulder check.
There's a takeaway from Monroe. That's Hagen Moe, who wears number 8. He recently returned from the SPHL as a return check given to Scott Doherty. That was the undersized Forneris. Ethan Matcha, number 6, to the net. That goes off of the side of the goal. Roy was positioned well there, Mike.
Yeah, sneaky shot, though, that came in. Dangerous if he's not alert.
So Scott Doherty, a back pass. He gets ridden into the near side flank in the neutral zone. Monroe right over the puck. Here's Scantleberry from right to left. Doherty comes back as the forward. He gets it out only as far as the center ice logo. So coming right back in will be Monroe. How about that defensive play by Lair Patakin in his first shift as a River Dragon? Ryan Hunter speeds his way on in. Masternak, a blocker save. We have a arm in the air via the referee, which means we have a penalty. It's going to be a high stick. The whistle came when the Moccasins took control of the puck. And Mike, in the hockey dictionary, what I just described means there's a Publix power play coming.
Yeah, coming up right here. So Green is in the box for the 2 minutes for the high stick. I didn't catch it, didn't see it.
I did not see it either. It's just 2 minutes on the board, though, so no blood drawn. And in talking to head coach Bichard during Coach's Corner, he told me that special teams going to be of utter importance for both teams. As Ryan Hunter, who headlines the River Dragons power play, his howitzer hit the backboards. Hunter gets another chance, and Masternak closes the pads right up. Hunter's got it back. He plays catch with Wickline. Atop the right circle, Hunter. Zipped for Barrow. Back for Hunter! Straight on, and Masternak got his blocker to the biscuit, and all the way down it goes. Mike, the River Dragons don't score in the opening 40 seconds of the Publix power play, but they get 3 looks off of the stick of Ryan Hunter.
They sure do.
Is a forthcoming. Barrow, Hunter, right side half boards. Stefanini, Hunter, Barrow shoots! Took a tip. Underwood keeps it moving. What a pass in a tight area from Barrow. That gives Wickline an area to let it rip. Monroe gets it out, and they'll skate in all alone, short-handed, and Roy can't keep it out. That's a 5-hole goal short-handed for the Moccasins.
I'll tell you what, right there, that one there you'd love to have back, but Gerstein able to get the puck and virtually just get a breakaway and a penalty shot in on the short-handed situation and ends up beating Roy, and just like that, it's 1-0, not what the doctor ordered.
Not what the doctor ordered, indeed. That was 2 players that had just knifed through, short-handed. The puck bounced onside, and Gerstein was able to scoop it up, settle it down, and Roy went down. He made sure that post-to-post he was covered, but not through the legs, and that's exactly where the biscuit went.
And bad enough we had 3 trapped into the Moccasin zone trying to make it back, and all for naught. Now it's 1-0.
So it's a shorthanded goal for Monroe. It comes at 4:17. It's Casey Gerstein, number 71. The goal assisted by Kyler Matthews, number 44, and number 5, Jared Christie. Left wing side, the speedy Brody Thornton. He's hit by Fornaris, swept past the stick of Colton by Schumacher, and Fornaris gets to the spot first and goes top shelf.
I'm going to tell you what, it's going to be a long weekend. We keep doing that right there, and what you got to remember is this is a team. Corneris is an extremely fast skater. And if you're on defense, you almost got to put your nose to the grindstone and just motor. You got to motor to the puck every time. You're not necessarily getting possession. You just want him to get the possession. And right there, you see what happens. And
speed kills, Mike.
That's a textbook example of that.
2 shorthanded goals for the Moccasins.
On 1 power play.
On 1 power play, it took them 1 minute and 52 seconds to achieve that. So a new grouping of players on the ice for the River Dragons with their power play time over. Skate Scaldi will shoot. Masternak makes the pad save. On the ice for Columbus, Nathan Balkwill and Kirk Underwood. The puck, though, goes out of play. The River Dragons will get a media timeout. 5 minutes and 19 seconds in. The Moccasins are up by a pair. the start the River Dragons were hoping for. Liam G and Mike V back here with you. It's the Monroe Moccasins who have a 2-0 lead despite the shots being 3-3. This game was scoreless. Ryan Hunter, a couple of glorious looks at the Moccasin goal. He does not score. Masternak makes a couple of splendid stops, and right down the other end of the ice, Monroe comes with 2 shorthanded goals on breakaways.
Yeah, and just they're getting to the puck before our guys are, or if our guys are on it, we're not getting it out quick enough, and they're right on it, and they're actually just schooling us, going by and just going in alone on your goaltender. It's going to be a long night for Roy that way.
And of course, goaltending confidence is so important.
Oh, yeah, you already looked up. You got 3 shots and 2 goals are in. You're not feeling too confident right there, although you know it's not your fault.
Not easy for any goaltender to stop.
No. Especially a divisional matchup like this.
2 scoring chances like that. And like you said, Mike, a divisional matchup. You know Monroe is going to come to play tonight. As into the mesh, the puck goes. Mike, I want to bring us back to Saturday night in Biloxi just for a moment. I know you've called games for a long time. I've never seen this before. The Mississippi Coast Coliseum did not have netting around the glass.
Okay.
Never seen that before.
I think it's a league. Well, it
should be a requirement.
Every league that I know of has to have that netting up in order for them to get insurance. And I don't know how they get away with it over there.
I was saying during the call that if I was going to bring my family, I would go into the upper bowl near the broadcast.
And they got enough room up top, believe me, that you won't get hit by a puck.
Oh, they do. As there's a big hit behind the net, the River Dragons are going to get back into this one. Laying the body is going to be a pivotal part of it. And Mike, I mentioned that this is the 3rd meeting between the 2 teams. The River Dragons and the Moccasins took on one another in early January. Columbus lost 8-5 in the first of those 2 games. It was a start eerily similar to this. Tyler Roy for Columbus made 22 saves on 30 shots. He surrendered 8 goals that game.
Yeah.
When you're taking on a team for the 2nd time and the first time you faced them, things didn't really go your way. Now 2 past you in the first 3 shots already.
Well, you got 13:40 left in the first period, and 2 games that you played, you've been outscored now at 3, counting this one here, 14-6. So you got to stop putting the puck in the net on them.
There's a takeaway. Kyle Moore tries to rough Corson Green right up. A drive from the left point. That off of the twig of Mike Wynn misses the net. The goaltender for Monroe, that's Tyler Masternak out of Oshawa, Ontario. 2.42 goals against average, a save percentage of .917. For a while there, Masternak was undefeated in his early Moccasin career. In his last start, though, he suffered a defeat. A loss against the Twin City Thunderbirds, 30 saves on 34 shots. As Rasmus Asp to the net. Roy made a pad save. A bouncer, Ryan Hunter, will boot it ahead to himself. Hunter with speed through neutral. A glove save made by Masternak at ice level. He gloves it down. At center ice, Monroe plays some keep away, but moving it up ahead now will be Schumacher. Off of the knee of a River Dragon, the puck goes, turning and flinging to the net is Ballant, number 12. Hit the back glass. Columbus with possession. And here comes Ryan Galvin with Scott Doherty and Joel Texmo. Masternak will clear over the glass.
Did that touch? They always say that.
I believe the officials are going to give the Monroe goaltender the benefit of the doubt and
I
say that puck deflected out.
Okay.
My ears will back up that decision.
On this angle right here, I got a clear shot of that, and I didn't see nothing touch the glass. Now, whether it touched the glove, I don't know if it got a tiny piece of the glove, maybe. But, I'm not down there, but I know this angle, and I'm looking right at that glass, and I didn't see it hit the glass.
It did not hit the glass. Going to the penalty box is Yanni Liarakos, the former Dragon.
Oh, okay.
Columbus can slice this deficit straight in half. Underwood, Barrows, slap shot. Misses the cage. Here's Ben Stefanini, number 25. Hunter, rink wide. Barrow to the net. It hit Sam Turner, number 7. Chance incoming, dug out by Stefanini, who was planted in between the circles.
Another turnover.
Turner all over Underwood, who tries to cut to the inside on number 7. Who does? Turner will back up and take this opportunity to execute a line change. Underwood with some momentum. Hunter cross corner. Wickline with the puck on his backhand. He'll spin to the forehand. On the outer edge of the left circle, Barrow. His feed hit a moccasin. A one-timer from Hunter. Connects with the window. Match him. Far corner. Gerstein clears. Gerstein with a shorthanded goal already in the opening 9 minutes, and a big clear for his team on the second penalty kill for the roadside. Kyler Matthews will seal the deal with one more send down the sheet. The River Dragons on the power play entering tonight's game, 26% efficient. While on the penalty kill, Monroe 86%.
Oh.
Barrow perhaps
In and out.
got
In and
impeded.
out. It's just not for lack of a better term, but we're just, the clock is off by half a tick. We're just not connecting the way we should be connecting. But that can be easily corrected, settled down. Don't freak out 2-0 early. Got plenty of game to go.
Jemayev, Doherty, Moore, Colton, and Thornton. The 5 players for the River Dragons on the ice. Just 4 for the Monroe Moccasins. The delay of game penalty on the goaltender being served by Yanni Liarakos has 5 seconds. Moore will hustle over to the far point, but out to the neutral zone it goes. Brody Thornton will sidestep in exiting Liarakos. Kyler Matthews takes a smack from Scott Doherty. Jemayev comes over to join the party, but there's Carlos Forneris. The forward out of Miami, Florida, just 5'9", 170 pounds. Leaves the puck behind there. Thornton, trailer, Galvin.
Good
Puck
bid there.
connects with the plexi. Solid bid. This line wrecking havoc. Galvin through the legs of an unsuspecting Texmo. Liarakos waiting for a breakaway pass. He was closed right off by Balkwill.
See what happens when your forwards get back.
Sliding to the left is Christie. He
Are you kidding me?
tickles the twine. 3 goals for Monroe in 10:37.
Nothing you can say other than what a shot. That's all you can say on that one there. Just beat Roy cleanly, went right through on the far side post or just inside the post. And holy mackerel, this is not exactly the way the professor drew up this this equation today.
Can we have a new lesson plan, please?
Yeah.
It's all good. It's 3-0 right now, but that doesn't mean that the final. Oh, goodness. Now I need to do some math.
Yeah.
50 minutes and 37 seconds won't go better. Let me know if I got that right in the YouTube live chat. I did. Producer said I did. May not have passed math in college, but you know what? They said you'll use it in the real world, and I used it in the real world right there.
I've seen you use algebra up here.
Oh, yeah. Here's a takeaway. Galvin to put the Dragons on the board. Backhand. The Masternak aggressive.
Just a dangler.
That was a good thought, though,
Yeah.
Mike, by Ryan Galvin. Clear cut 2-on-1. Everybody and their mother thinking he's going to go across. Pull it to the backhand, try to bring the goaltender out of position.
Almost had it. Just it was dangling up there in the slot, just stick tied up.
11:20 into the first. The Moccasins have a 3-goal advantage. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Every day we're on the road, dedicated to servicing our community and neighbors. At Air Force Heating and Air, we're committed to your family's comfort all year round. whether you need repairs, maintenance, or new system installation. The Air Force team is here for you, residential and commercial. Plus, we offer duct cleaning and sealant services, air quality and virus protection, and plumbing. Call Air Force Heating and Air today. Serving you is our top priority.
Oh my, cheese. The new OM Cheeseburger from Applebee's. We took our juicy all-beef patty, melty American cheese, crispy applewood smoked bacon, spicy honey mustard, and fries, and put it on a sizzling skillet of cheese. So push the cheese, pull the cheese, love the cheese. Too much cheese? Never. Applebee's new OM Cheeseburger for $11.99, also on our 2 for $25 menu.
The score is 3-0. The commercial that preceded our return, though, Mike, was for the OM Cheeseburger.
Oh, yeah.
Makes me hungry every time.
It's Lent. It's Lent for me, so I'm on the fish today.
Yeah. Doesn't mean I can't have it on Saturday.
No, I actually had something I never had ever in my life before, and I'm Italian.
What's that?
I had spaghetti and meatballs. I forgot it was Lent. Got reminded it was Lent. Took the meatballs out, put fish sticks in the fryer, and had fish sticks and spaghetti.
All right.
Probably for the last time, too.
I'm going to have to give it a try.
Nah, save yourself the trouble.
Offside on the River Dragons. Of note, the new look Columbus first line without Alex Storjahan, who of course is serving a suspension this evening, features Tyler Barrow and Ben Stefanini. Those two, alongside Ryan Galvin, played with one another at Wilkes University. How about Stefanini, the newest River Dragon acquisition up front, already having chemistry with two of the top Columbus forwards?
That's very...
The aforementioned Barrow has to evade the stick work of the Moccasins as Wickline goes down in a heap. To the front, Forneris, a tip. That one did not miss by much. My goodness. The Moccasins are coming hot and heavy into the offensive zone every chance they get.
Oh, yeah.
Kyle Moore, we have a penalty called behind the play.
Oh, man.
A grade A scoring chance for Kyle Moore, negated by the backside referee who told Mike Wynn to go to the penalty box. 12:01 in.
Interference call on that from way behind after getting a long lead pass. Here I am thinking, oh, maybe a chance here on a long one, but negated by the penalty of the interference inside the
Mike,
River Dragon zone.
2 power plays for the River Dragons in the opening 12:01. Nothing for Monroe. You knew. You knew a power play was coming at some point.
Yeah.
The numbers on the floor and the core penalty kill for Columbus, 84% efficient. On the power play, Monroe neck and neck with the River Dragons atop the Continental Division, 25%. Win for interference for Forneris. He receives a return feed. He'll speed to the bottom of the circle. High slot. A shot off of the stick, of course, in green, number 3. Blocked by Jemaev. Forced on it is Turner. I will say this, Mike. A successful penalty kill can really turn the tide in your favor in a game that isn't looking too pretty right now.
No, but bear down.
Scantlebury thwarted by Patakin. His clear. Ballant was all over it. Patakin will whip the puck up the ice for Barrow, who will twirl away and turn it over. Scantlebury, high slot. He's patient with it. He'll dish and drive. Ballant, rink wide. Schumacher, high slot. Roy, save, rebound. They score. It's 4-0 Monroe, and a power play goal for the Moccasins.
Turnover, and the puck was, we had an opportunity to skate the puck out of the zone, and then one more, a little bit of indecisiveness, so to speak, and it gets taken away, and that starts the whole ball rolling, and next thing you know, you're down by 4 at home, and you still got 7 minutes left to play here in the first.
Backing up Tyler Roy tonight is Jacob Snellenberg, who has not played a professional hockey game. Trevor Babin received the night off, a well-deserved one. Babin will be back in between the pipes tomorrow, according to Coach Bichard on Coach's Corner. On a brighter note, I had a chance to meet Jacob Snellenberg. Really cool guy. Quite a personality. I'm excited to see him in the net. Right now, though, it's 4-0 Monroe. They have 4 goals on 7 shots. And you just don't want this to go from bad to worse, Mike. It's 4-0 right now, but if you can get some momentum by getting a goal on your side.
This is one of those things when you're playing a game, and anybody that's played any game knows that there's that one game you get into, and if whatever reason is, things just ain't going your way. The only way you get out of this hole, you first of all stop digging, stop making mistakes in your own zone. Second of all, just chip away one at a time. Don't think about I got to get at this one. I got to get just steady up and down hockey. Take the shots in on the goaltender. Look for rebounds. Got to work hard against a team that's pretty physical like this. They're clearing the net in front of the net pretty good.
It's a learning curve, right? When taking on a new team, Monroe with a high-powered roster, a team that the River Dragons have only seen twice. The last time they played the Moccasins was back in January. Scaldi, nothing going on there. Doherty at center, Rasmus Asp will move it into Columbus ice.
That's the type of passing, just that real quick passing. Don't play around with it, get it out.
Gerstein, Fornaris, chips it north. The puck off of the twig of Gerstein. Doherty goes flying. He goes down to the sheet. Asp remains on his skates. Asp a slapper, glove save by Tyler Roy.
So you got to draw in your own zone here. You 5:34 left. Try to dig yourself a little bit out of this hole. Really nice to see if you could get one. First of all, it'd be really nice. Stop the bleeding, but it'd be really nice if you could get one in before the period ends and get a little momentum your way.
The 4th goal of the period comes at 13:02. It's Yanni Liarakos, number 19, the former Dragon, assisted by Tucker Scantleberry, number 17. Rasmus Asp sidesteps his man. 5-hole save made by Tyler Roy. Galvin will gallop his way to center. Mike Wynn in support. And the blue liner out of Michigan will force it in. Kyle Moore behind the net. He tries to take advantage of a turnover, but Jemayev swung and missed. All the way down the ice, hustling to the spot is Wynn to secure the icing, which he does. That's an opponent icing, which as always is brought to you by our friends over at Air Force Heating, Air, and Plumbing. We'll be right back.
Dad, are we there yet?
Not even close.
Sweet.
Have we gone too far? Maybe, but life's too short not to.
The Subaru Forester Hybrid, 581 miles per tank. Love goes the extra mile.
Imagine a life-changing injury. Imagine the fear and unknown. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team, the only physicians in the area with advanced certification in orthopedic sports medicine, treats sports injuries with innovative techniques. The Houston Clinic has helped nearly 1 million athletes live without pain. Imagine getting back in the game. Imagine the best game of your life. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team.
Mike, the River Dragons down 4-0. We're 15:06 into the game. What have you seen out of the Moccasins so far? Your first look at them?
I mean, they're physical. They forecheck very well. They're opportunistic. They just jump on the puck. They'll beat you to the puck. If you give them any latitude, they'll go ahead and just bump you right out of the way, and that's pretty much what they've done to the River Dragons in this first period.
It's very similar to what I saw in Monroe earlier this year.
They're a big team. They're physical. They skate well.
Columbus unable to come away with the puck on that faceoff. but pressure applied by Cody Wickline to Carlos Forneris. Banked off of the near boards, though. And Josh Colton, the blue liner out of Los Angeles, California, will move it out to the middle. Wickline takes a tumble as he connects with Ballant. Colton's got it back. D-to-D for win. And Barrow's shot onto Masternak, produces a rebound. Wickline loses an edge. And chipped on and out. Turnover from Wynn to Forneris. Colton out of midair, knocks the puck down. He'll go D-to-D, misses intended receiver. Roy makes a save from way out high.
You know, just to kind of tell you, one of the things that you notice in here, you got Gerstein. He beats our man to the puck. We were hesitant in the zone. Our defenseman not moving up. Gerstein sees it. He goes right to it, just beelines to the puck and beats us to it, and then they get a shot on goal. Luckily, not a good one.
Alexander Jemayev loses the faceoff, and a shot to the net. Roy made the save. Christie, number 5, a back pass. A drive comes in from the perimeter. Misses Roy's stick. The shots on goal are 11-6 Moccasins. Jamie Dorsey has trouble with it. Ryan Hunter directly next to him. At the blue line, Moore for an oncoming Hunter. Moore's got it back with some space. Moore dips, dangles, rink wide, and Jemayev had a wide open net. Patakin keeps it moving. Hunter, right dot, he shoots, intercepted. So here's Christie, number 5. Leads the Moccasins with 26 goals and 10 of them on the power play. Hunter at the end of his shift, he has 4 players to beat. The goaltender and 3 other Moccasins who come over to protect the house 17 minutes into the period. There's a big bump near a wall, but clean zone entry for Monroe. Forneris to the blue. Liarakos down low. Forneris to the front. Intercepted by Thornton. And Thornton will wheel out with Doherty. Doherty cross corner. Thornton goes off for a change. Good to see Columbus getting physical, but an easy zone exit there for the Moccasins. Doherty to Galvin. Shot from center ice. Masternak, stick save. Rolled around from near side to the far side. Christie will try to one-hand it past Balkwill, who would have none of that.
Caught one up in the chops for his troubles.
Now Doherty gets it deep again. This line's still out there.
I like that.
Separating his man from the puck is Texmo. The crowd likes that, as does myself and Mike Vee. Monroe, though, first to it, as they've been all period. They've iced the puck. First real moment of
physicalness.
Physicalness, but I would say desperation there from Monroe to ice the puck. They've had a very calm, composed period.
I'm looking at it from the River Dragons' point of view. Not very much to really tout in this period here, but you got Texmo in the corner, throws his body around a little bit, makes room for himself, and able to keep the play, continue to play. A little more physicalness in the corner. They're going to be physical, you know that. Might as well hit him back.
Cody Wickline will take the face-off. Near side circle, that's a clean draw win. I don't think Mike Wynn was expecting it, so all he was able to do was whack it over to the far side. In support is Barrow, and Barrow will swipe it around the dasher. Getting roughed up is Wickline. Barrow still has the puck. Scantlebury all over his pass, but Wickline cuts over to the top of the zone to keep the play alive for Columbus. Masternak had to make a save. Barrow's got the puck. A goal here in the final 125 would be massive. Masternak a save. He's down. Oh, how did number 35 in white keep that one out? On the counter, Scantlebury 2-on-1, and
nice.
Roy the save. He can't settle the rebound. It's loose.
Don't.
Forneris through the legs of Scantlebury. 60 seconds left. Roy able to not let up a rebound on that shot.
Boy, did we avert disaster there with the mishandling of the puck. We had 2 defensemen and a goaltender. It looked like it was going to be an easy cover, and before you knew it, things were, I don't know if he thought he was going to hand it off to the defenseman and kind of just, it was in no man's land. But good thing for the River Dragons that Monroe wasn't able to capitalize on that one.
And that's an example of how dangerous the Moccasins are in transition.
Yeah.
River Dragons with 1, 2, 3 looks at the net with the goaltender down. Before you know it, the puck was out of the zone and it was a 2-on-1.
This is the best hockey team I've seen us skate against this year. This is me personally. I think up and down, both from defensively as well as offensively.
I would agree. And the one team that would come close is the Athens Rock Lobsters. Well, guess who they just acquired earlier this week?
An old friend of yours from Twin City?
No, not a friend. Not a friend. Gus Ford of the Twin City Thunderbirds traded to the Athens Rock Lobsters. When I saw that one, stunned, shocked. But the Thunderbirds will retain Ford's rights after the season ends.
That's what I don't like about certain deals like that. You
Yeah.
make a deal to help somebody out, and then you get them back. I don't know.
I'll tell you what, the Rock Lobsters are loaded for their playoff run. But of note, they traded 3 players away. Of course, you get the best player in the deal, but when you strip away from your depth, you never know how that's going to translate. It was Jack Johansson, Dominic Dumas, and Kaysen Gallant.
It wasn't like Twin Cities was out of the hunt either. I mean, they still had some time.
They did. Nearly surrendered that 4th and final playoff spot to the PD Ice Cats, who have been playing their best hockey of the season. So Lair Patakin. Takeaway by Kyle Moore. He'll dangle around Schumacher. Hunter's pass misses Jemayev. Patakin keeps it in. His dish for Hunter comes to the line. A shot from the point. Took a tip. Moore, Patakin, shoots. Astronaut got down. Hagen Moe will wall off Hunter with 5 seconds left. Monroe content with pinning the puck to the end boards, or excuse me, to the dasher, which they will.
And he tied it up for all 5 seconds of that. Did his job, what he had to do.
The first period is over. That scrum has not disengaged. Now they have. A special thank you to our friends over at Chick-fil-A in Midland for bringing us the first period of hockey on the River Dragons Broadcast Network. And all I can say about that period, Mike, is hopefully the second is better than the first.
Well, hopefully it's the worst period of the weekend because certainly they have dug themselves a hole down 4-0, and you're playing a team like Monroe. They're going to come out and skate with confidence. What you got to do is you just got to establish what you need to do. The good news about this isn't game 1 of the playoffs where, okay, now you really dug yourself a giant hole. It's almost like an exhibition season to the playoffs. The River Dragons is solidly in the playoffs. You don't got to worry about it. What you try to do is build good chemistry, good habits, good playoff style hockey. Work on that. Tonight, first period, I don't think that we have to say much about it, that Jerome Bouchard won't be sitting in the dressing room, so we'll just leave it at that.
Liam G and Mike V will expand upon those points when we return to the River Dragons Broadcast Network.
You're not the only one, but this can be heavy.
Hey, it's Bill, your foodie guy, and you know I love food, right? So we've teamed up with Mike and Ed's Barbecue in Columbus on Schaumburg Road and our friends at Pepsi Buffalo Rock to create $1 Wing Wednesday. Look what I've got here. I've got a pile of wings, I've got my celery, and I've got my free Pepsi. I'll see you at Mike and Ed's on Schaumburg Road in Columbus. $1 Wing Wednesday. See you there.
Dad, are we there yet?
Not even close.
Sweet.
Have we gone too far? Maybe, but life's too short not to.
The Subaru Forester Hybrid, 581 miles per tank. Love goes the extra mile.
Imagine a life-changing injury. Imagine the fear and unknown. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team, the only physicians in the area with advanced certification in orthopedic sports medicine, treats sports injuries with innovative techniques. The Houston Clinic has helped nearly 1 million athletes live without pain. Imagine getting back in the game. Imagine the best game of your life. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team.
Hey Dragons fans, Liam Godimer here, and Mike Vee. 20 minutes of play already through. I wish I had better news to report. It's 4-0.
Yeah, it's a 4-0 game, and things happen in hockey, and that's one of the things that happens sometimes. Some games, there's no explanation other than Monroe came out, played a road period, a first period, the way they're supposed to play a road period. They came out, they used the body well, they were they took advantage of turnovers, they forechecked very well, they killed penalties. Not only did they kill penalties, they scored shorthanded goals. No better way to kill a penalty than putting it in the net, the other person's net. But the rest of the period, if on 5-on-5, not so of a wide gap between the teams, but the special teams, the two shorthanded goals early, it's a kind of a morale killer right off the beginning.
Mike, you talked about the special teams. Let's start right there. Columbus went to the Public's power play early in the game at 3 minutes and 3 seconds after a high-sticking minor. You would have thought that would have set the River Dragons off and running in this game. It did not. 2 shorthanded goals for the Moccasins in a span of 39 seconds. The first scored by number 71, Casey Gerstein. He tried to deke the puck around Roy, it seemed. It just slid right through his 5-hole.
Got it through the 5-hole, and then on the second one, it was Fornaris. Fornaris is that's PD player that they just acquired. And I mean, he put a top shelfer up. I mean, that was him. But the big problem on those 2 goals were the turnovers inside the River Dragon zone. You get a breakout, you get a power play, you get the puck out of your zone, and if you get contested, it's better to get the puck out of the zone and make sure it's out of the zone rather than playing around, because you're the last line of defense. There's nobody behind you, and obviously we saw it was 2 breakaways, two penalty shots.
First season of FPHL hockey for Carlos Fornaris. He's having a tremendous season. That's why he was the pest of the game prior to the puck dropping. And, well, he was a pest in that period. 4 goals for Monroe. 1 of them went to Fornaris, the other to Casey Gerstein. Those 2 accounting for the 2 shorthanded tallies, the first 2 goals of the game for Monroe. Mike, that would be until they scored their 3rd. Jared Christie, a shot from the left circle. That one snuck through Roy.
I think Roy would probably like to want to have that one back. It kind of just beat him. I mean, it happens, and went on the far side, corner of the net, low, and was able to beat him cleanly. And right there, it's 3-0, and then didn't stop there either.
It did not stop there either, and the next goal would come less than 3 minutes after number 5, Jared Christie, tickled the twine. The former River Dragon, Yanni Liarakos, he was wrecking havoc when Columbus played in Monroe, Louisiana in early January. He lights the lamp for the 4th and most recent goal at 13:02.
And we always talk about guys that you get rid of, you know what I mean, that you part of professional hockey is you're going to get dealt. If you play hockey long enough, you're going to get dealt one way or the other, whether it's a cut or trade. And when you get when you play against somebody that traded you, you want you want to let them know that they shouldn't have. And what better way it is to light the lamp again and make a 4-0 lead.
Without a doubt, certainly a good point from Mike Vee. The shots on goal in that first period, Mike, were 13-9 in favor of the Moccasins. I would say the Moccasins definitely did carry the pace of play in that period, but the River Dragons certainly had their chances at Tyler Masternak. They made him work.
They've had chances. One of the things that they might be doing a little too much of is trying to set up for the perfect shot as opposed to shooting the net. There's times where they're making their circles and they're dishing or whatever, but you get an opportunity, especially if you got a guy on the far wall or a guy on the far side of the net. You're coming in on the inside. You take that shot and you hope for maybe a rebound coming through. You got your center coming up the middle, and hopefully you get something to happen there, because the way the Moccasins are boxing, they're really clogging up the slot. Not much to pass in that little particular box, but especially not a lot to shoot at. So you got to kind of open it up a little bit with some passing. But if you got the shot, take that shot, work it towards the net, try to get something to happen.
Both goaltenders made 9 saves in that period. Tyler Roy, 9 saves on 13 shots, while Tyler Masternak went 9 for 9 in the net for the Monroe Moccasins. Mike, one final question for you, as we have exactly 10 minutes on the clock here at the Civic Center. The River Dragons down 4-0. We discussed it during the period in real time. You said you cannot get all 4 goals back at once. Expand upon that point and tell the fans why they should still have hope through the final 40 that Columbus can still win this one.
Well, first of all, you never quit. That's number one. I don't care. Even if you get to score to 4-2. 4-2 is better than 4-0. You don't quit. You want to build on what you have. Okay, you don't want to dwell on what's in the past. You want to remember what's in the past, but you don't want to dwell on it. It's over and done with. You're not going to be able to get those back. You almost got to play kind of like a block kind of game. You got to, let's try to get a goal in the first 5 minutes here. Let's try to get a goal in the second 5 minutes. First 10, second 10 minutes. Let's just keep trying to chip away. Tighten up on defense. Please don't turn the puck over in your own zone. Work it out when they're making the forecheck hard on you. Get that puck off the wall. Get it out. Good things happen to get it out of the zone. And the other thing is, again, don't panic. You still have 2 full periods left. They put up 4 in one period. You certainly can get those back within 2 at least.
A lot of hockey yet to be played at the Dragons Lair. Liam G and Mike V are done for now. When we come back, please enjoy your out-of-town scoreboard, which is brought to you by our friends over at Zelmo Zippin, including a gander at the standings around the Federal Prospects Hockey League entering play this evening.
Vector Ply Corporation is a world-leading manufacturer of carbon, fiberglass, and Kevlar composite fabrics located in Phoenix City, Alabama. Our customers depend on us to produce iconic brands such as Malibu and Nautique boats, Cub Crafter airplanes, and the historic C8 mid-engine Corvette. Even the light poles surrounding the Columbus Civic Center were produced by a Vector Ply customer using Vector Ply fabrics. If you're looking for an exciting career with a growing manufacturer located right here in the Chattahoochee Valley, visit our website, VectorPly.com, to learn more about Vector Ply and our opportunities.
Imagine a life-changing injury. Imagine the fear and unknown. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team, the only physicians in the area with advanced certification in orthopedic sports medicine, treats sports injuries with innovative techniques. The Houston Clinic has helped nearly 1 million athletes live without pain. Imagine getting back in the game. Imagine the best game of your life. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team.
minutes and 50 seconds on the clock here at the Civic Center. The River Dragons down 4-0 to the Monroe Moccasins. Let's take a drive around the Federal Prospects Hockey League for our out-of-town scoreboard, which as always is brought to you by our friends over at Zelmo Zippin. And Mike will begin our drive in Port Huron. The Prowlers with a 1-0 lead over the Sentinels. That game in the second period. But the game that matters to the River Dragons, Athens and PD. A live update for you all. 3-2, the Rock Lobsters on top of the Ice Cats. We'll be keeping a keen eye on that game throughout the night.
That's one that I'm kind of like, I think Athens had their position probably sealed above Columbus. It's PD that you want to keep down, so to speak. You know what I mean? So I'm going to be an Athens fan on that one tonight.
Just no overtime game where both teams are able to gain points in the standings. Elsewhere, the Blue Ridge Bobcats and the Danbury Hat-Tricks. It's 1-0 Danbury. They are on home ice. They lead over Blue Ridge. The Binghamton Black Bears, they're taking on the Watertown Wolves. The last time those two teams faced off, there were some lopsided scores, Mike. That was the over-under 13.5 goals we did. It's 1-1 in the first.
Okay.
A little closer this time around.
I was going to say goaltending must be at a premium tonight.
The Twin City Thunderbirds and the Baton Rouge Zydeco, they're scoreless 0-0. And one final game outside of the River Dragons and the Moccasins to tell you all about. That's the Topeka Scarecrows and the Biloxi Breakers. The score is 1-1. That game in the first period.
That's in Biloxi too, right?
That game is in Biloxi. The River Dragons just completed the season series with the Breakers. Mike, they won all 9 games. They gained 26 out of a possible 27 standings points against the Breakers this season.
Yeah, it's one of the teams that, in teams like that, you've got to, those are the numbers that you're going to bank on. The teams that are a little less than you or less fortunate than you, talent-wise or whatever. That's why you don't want to fall asleep one night. You want to make sure you score as many as you can and get those points, because at the end of the year they add up. Because when you play teams like Monroe, Athens, or Binghamton, the points are a lot harder to get in those situations.
Harder to come by without a doubt. But thank you as always to our friends over at Zelmo Zippin for the out-of-town scoreboard. Now we'll take a look at the standings around the league. And Mike, we'll kick things off in the Continental. You mentioned that the River Dragons are going to have a difficult time overcoming the Rock Lobsters. The Moccasins with 4 games in hand over Columbus. Athens, the same thing.
You got to, in a game like every game that you play against a team that's in front of you, it's almost like double points. You know what I mean? They don't get them, you get them. So you get that opportunity to kind of jump up on them a little bit. I mean, not to say this game is over by any means, but certainly this weekend's a big weekend when it comes to playing up against Monroe. Plus, you also want to make a little bit of a statement. We're not going away. Even though we might be down by 4-0, we're not going away. We're still a hockey team. We're proud and we're loud. We're going to play as hard as we can in this second period.
Couldn't have said it any better myself. Athens and Monroe taking the lead in the Continental, trailed by the River Dragons, the PD Ice Cats, and the Twin City Thunderbirds. In the cellar, it's the Baton Rouge Zydeco and the Biloxi Breakers. On the other side, we've talked about it so much, Mike. Binghamton can shut down the bus for the rest of the year. 110 points. Port Huron with 78. Topeka with 66, the same amount as Blue Ridge. That's the top 4 in the division. The final 3, Danbury, Watertown, and Indiana. 2 minutes on the clock here at the Civic Center. Please enjoy Hits of the Week. .50 to go here in the second period. Doherty gets physical. The biggest hit of the game there, Mike. Would not go. That grouping of players still has the puck. Here's Hunter high slot. He'll dish it over to the left. Wynn will let it fly. It bounces back towards Hunter's direction. Storjahan gets tangled up with Peyton Jones. And Storjahan! What a hit! What a hit behind the net from Scott Doherty. .20 minutes on the clock. Both teams on the sheet. the Columbus River Dragons and the Monroe Moccasins for the second of 3 regulation periods of hockey on the Chattahoochee River tonight. Liam G back here with you, your play-by-play broadcaster. Alongside me is my color man and good friend, Mike Vee. In this second period where the River Dragons find themselves trailing 4-0, they will skate from right to left, wearing their red uniforms. No, they did not change in the locker room tonight, a Friday where we remember everyone deployed. The Moccasins, they will attack from left to right. They're wearing their white uniforms with the gold and black letters and numbers along the back and on the sides. The River Dragons will open up with the same unit that started the game. Up front, it's Alexander Jemayev, the fire starter of the night. Kyle Moore, number 15. Ryan Hunter, number 88, who led the Dragons with 3 shots on goal in the first. On defense, Mike Wynn and Josh Colton. And in goal, Tyler Roy. Jemayev and Fornaris in the dot. The puck has been dropped. Possession taken by the Moccasins. We are underway for the second period. I missed it in the first. That must mean, or must be why we are down 4-0. This is Liam Godimer saying, it's go time on the second. A little bit more pizzazz behind that one. So Carlos Fornaris, right circle, there's a shove from Jemayev onto Ballant. That's a good way to start the period, huh, Mike?
It's on it physical. Let them know you're still on the ice.
Andrew Ballant, 37 points. This is his 35th game this season. In the last game for the Moccasins, 3 points. Monroe got a bit confused at their own bench. Now they'll execute a line change as they punch the puck in behind Tyler Roy. The beginning of the period going to be vital for the River Dragons, yes, Mike, but also for Tyler Roy.
Yeah, you want to get confidence going on that. Not that, like I said, I mean, not his fault.
Not his fault at all, and most of the goals came early in the period. I have to say he settled down nicely in the last 5 minutes of the frame. See if that carries over. Ben Stefanini, the former Moccasin, and Pasternak just got his glove to the puck. There's that scoring chance you're looking for in the opening 2 minutes of the period. Gerstein to the net. The shot denied by a combination of Stefanini and Underwood. Underwood will evade a big check by Gerstein.
I was going to say, that's bullfighting right there.
That certainly is. So Balkwill for Tyler Barrow, number 8. Barrow, a 12-game point streak, 30 points in that span, 13 goals, 17 assists. As Ryan Galvin shoots, Pasternak could not make a clean glove save there. Fornaris, with speed, turns his back to Thornton, and now we'll go rink wide with the puck. Hagen Moe just didn't have his stick down. Took a shot anyway from the sharpest of angles. Roy made the save. The stretch feed for Barrow does not get there. A slapper from Doherty hits the wall. Galvin.
That's hooking.
Getting hooked down to the ice was Thornton. The referee adjacent to the play didn't see it, but the one in the neutral zone did. River Dragons to the Public's power play, 2:33 in.
They got him for a trip, but nonetheless a tug here or there. But an opportunity. Now you're got your first couple of minutes in here in the second period. Got a couple of chances. You look better than you did in the first. And now here's a power play opportunity. Make yourself look even better. Let's see if we can get one in here and liven up this crowd.
A power play goal would pay dividends. We have a huddle at the Moccasin bench. Some displeasure being voiced from the assistant coach of the Moccasins. Well, that's the former River Dragon, Jay Krupp. Jay, the definition of a fan favorite.
Yeah.
I'm going to see if I can grab a word with Jay prior to tomorrow night's game. Frank Schumacher goes to the box, 2 minutes for a trip. That's the captain in the sin bin. A new unit on. Moore, Doherty, who has the puck. Doherty left side, glove save by Masternak.
I like that, though. He had the opportunity to take the shot. He took the shot. It was gloved and it was tied up. Okay. But at least it's a shot on net.
And utilized that 6'5" frame, am I right, Mike?
Yeah, turned in right into the corner. Had a nice angle with it with a stick down.
Head coach Boom Boom Bichard going with the Giants on this power play. Moore, Jemayeff, and Doherty up front. On the back end, Colton and Thornton as Moore scores! And now we're back after a brief delay. Hope the audio issues are fixed. Apologies for that. The River Dragons down 4-1, 5-10. Turning is Fornaris, rink wide, no tip there from Hagen Moe, and Roy will stop play. Not a bad thing when you're carrying the pace of play in the period. You've scored one to the opponent's none. Get yourself a freeze and reset when we come back.
A little dangerous there. Moe was right there at the corner net looking for a redirect, but unfortunately, for him, didn't get to him and got this timeout.
We'll be right back to the Civic Center.
Dad, are we there yet?
Not even close.
Sweet.
Have we gone too far? Maybe, but life's too short not to.
The Subaru Forester Hybrid, 581 miles per tank. Love goes the extra mile.
Imagine a life-changing injury. Imagine the fear and unknown. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team, the only physicians in the area with advanced certification in orthopedic sports medicine, treats sports injuries with innovative techniques. The Houston Clinic has helped nearly 1 million athletes live without pain. Imagine getting back in the game. Imagine the best game of your life. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team.
Back here at the Civic Center, Liam G and Mike Vee here with you. We're 5 minutes and 23 seconds into the second period. Mike, I would argue the River Dragons look like a different team.
Coming out, they're skating a lot better. They're working themselves to the puck. They're not quitting on it.
That one just missed Roy. He slid out of position a little bit. Gets down to make a save there. Gerstein, the swing for Liarakos, intercepted by Ryan Hunter. And Ryan Hunter, when he's able to accelerate, Mike, it makes the world of difference.
Oh, yeah.
He's got the puck at the wall, getting down to an E is taken. Puck comes out in front of Masternak, who will smother it.
Unfortunately for the River Dragons, had their stick tied up out in front. That was Scantlebury had his man tied up right there. I believe it was get a chance to get anything on that.
The River Dragons goal comes at 2:57. It's Kyle Moore, number 15, on the power play, assisted by Josh Colton and Alexander Jemayeff, number 71. Speak of the devil.
Yep, posted right at that spot.
Ballant inside of his own blue line. He will squeeze it into Columbus ice. Moore will backtrack. Tossed to the neutral zone. We have a whistle, a hand pass. Yes, that's correct.
That's one way to get a switch. Wholesale at that. Well, you got 4-1. You got 13:49 remaining here in the second period. Kind of settled things here. Keep moving the puck forward. I like the way the forwards coming back. Hunter came back in that last shift and made a nice defensive play to end up resulting in an opportunity for the River Dragons.
We have some jawing at the faceoff. Scantlebury and Doherty. Keep an eye on it. Thornton off the end boards. Tossed onto the tape of Scantlebury, and Scott Doherty rides him into the wall. Doherty comes to meet Masternak now. The crowd getting engaged, and Texmo with a cross check on a Scantlebury.
That's going to result in some extracurricular stuff.
Scantlebury went headfirst into the boards.
Yeah. I think Turner is the guy down.
That's Turner, 7, not 17, excuse me.
Well, you want to get a little physical. You want to do it at the right time and the right place. Let's see what they're going to call here as far as penalties concerned as they're huddling up. I'm sure there's going to be at least one moccasin that goes out, but I'm afraid there might be 2 River Dragons on the way out as well. Doherty's already getting the preliminary indication to head to the box.
I had thought that was Scantlebury in real time. Did you see Turner?
Nope, that is Scantlebury. I'm sorry.
That was Scantlebury.
That is Scantlebury. Yeah, I saw the 7. Not only that, it took the glass out too. So we're going to have a delay.
That's dangerous. You get cross-checked so hard, you go head first into the board / glass, and the pain snaps.
It's a good thing the pain has give. The boards don't have give. The pain has slight give.
Thoughts to Tucker Scantlebury, who's skating away, but back on his skates, which is a positive sign. Scantlebury, 6'1", 185 pounds, out of Red Deer, Alberta. 24 points in 31 games. He had 3 points against the River Dragons.
I'm a little surprised.
Earlier this year.
I'm a little surprised at the way the Moccasins did not react to that. Now call it discipline. If it's discipline, it's discipline. But normally, guy takes a shot like that at one of your guys, you got somebody going out. Somebody's going to have to pay for that.
Normally,
liberty.
Scantlebury is that guy, but he was taken out.
I would hate to think with the size on that team that Scantlebury's not the only guy that can play physical when he needs to.
Scott Doherty is sitting on top of the board.
I saw that.
That's a sight to see.
What would have been great is somebody had popcorn and he just reached over and grabbed a little popcorn out of there.
Who needs glass when you have the doctor?
I hope they don't have to cut that piece because he'd be here for a little while.
The score is 4-1. There's 13:27 to play in the second period. 30 combined shots, 16 for the Moccasins, 14 for the Dragons. The return to the Civic Center will be 60 seconds away.
Didn't think termites were up this early.
They really don't go to sleep. But now that it's warming up, termites really start moving.
But I'm good, right?
Oh yeah, you're good. Don't worry about pests this spring. Call Cooks, and you'll already be a step ahead of them.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie Cooks Pest Control.
Welcome back to the River Dragons Broadcast Network. Liam G and Mike Vee here with you. The pane of glass has been successfully inputted. Installed. There you go.
It's like that commercial when you have your car windshield cracked or whatever, they just come and fix it.
Yep.
You can go to work, and when you come out, it's all fixed.
Can we fix that scoreboard, please?
It's getting there.
It's getting there.
A little at a time. Disastrous first period, but this second period looking a lot better for the River Dragons.
Columbus shorthanded for another 2 minutes. Back to the floor and decor penalty kill. Shooting is Frank Schumacher. Misses the net. The penalty to Joel Texmo, who wears number 95, a forward out of Menacing, Ontario. To begin this power play, no Tucker Scantlebury for Monroe, who of course took the board to the back from Texmo. Tyler Roy makes a blocker save upon the clean zone entry for the Moccasins. We have a whistle. I believe the referee lost sight of the puck, Mike.
It went in the back of the net, and they mercifully decided to blow the whistle as opposed to having the guys cut the back of the net all up.
The penalty is not for a board, it's for a rough. I thought you could have called a cross-check, a board.
I was going to say.
Interference.
Yeah, I think the rough happened after the cross-check, but that's just my opinion.
The penalty comes at 6:33, so the 25% efficient power play of the Moccasins gets another chance. Colton can't clear past the closed legs of Schumacher. There's Mike Vee to send it all the way down. And oh, how much of a benefit it is to have a 6'3", 215-pound defenseman.
That's wise enough to get the puck out of your zone when you're shorthanded.
5 years of FPHL experience for Mike Vee. As knocking the puck out of midair is the goal scorer for the River Dragons. That's Kyle Moore, and now Tyler Barrow roughed up.
And he's got him for it, too.
Nathan Balk will.
Get out of there. Get out of there. Take the penalty. Take the penalty.
And Frank Schumacher in discussion. And Frank Schumacher, the captain of the Monroe Moccasins, is incensed. And awfully bold to be incensed after you're the one who goes a little too far in the moment.
He's the captain, so I think it's a little bit more on what ended up happening, with Texmo's hit. I think he's out there to kind of like, let me even things up here. He's the captain. It's his job to do it. He leads.
So go to the leading point producer in the entire FPHL and one of the top forwards on this team and cross-check him from the back into the boards.
Yeah.
That's the type of retaliation Monroe wants to
to
put forth.
If you're going to retaliate, you retaliate. I mean, it's,
Sure.
Just because he's a goal scorer doesn't make him untouchable.
Frank, there's a warm seat in the penalty box for you. 2 minutes for cross-checking to Schumacher. Barrow gets held up there, wants a call from the referee, who says, not today, Tyler. Ballant on a play that could have been offside, missed high. You can just feel that the River Dragons are moments away from scoring their second of the game. Two teams skating for a side. Ryan Hunter, the sniper. Masternak will pat it over to the left point, where keeping the puck moving is Josh Colton. Barrow will knife his way through. Right side, Hunter! He scores!
Well, there you go. You got Barrow that's handling the puck.
Skate Scaldi and Casey Gerstein. Are they going to dance, Mike?
Well, they're just not cooperating on this drawer. The referee's right there. Like my third grade teacher, stop touching them.
Gerstein, 6'3", 210. No fight.
Oh, my goodness.
Liarakos got rocked.
Holy mackerel.
That was Lair Patakin. Welcome to the Dragons' Lair. See what I did there, Dragons' Lair?
You did.
Patakin, he gets tripped down and goes into the flank. Now a 2-on-1. Defending as a forward in Jemayev. Gerstein, and how about Jemayev getting his body in the way?
What a play by the forward coming back and breaking that up.
You always get nervous when it's a forward coming back, but Jemayev got the job done. Meanwhile, breakaway Christie, and Roy with the blocker.
Well, I'll tell you what, confidence on a goaltender is a big thing, and right now, confidence is going Roy's way. That's a big stop to make when your team's on a comeback 4-2. What a difference that would have made if that went by. And now you got Roy making the solid stop, and the River Dragons looking alive here in the second period.
Alive and well. The second goal for the Dragons comes at 8:34. Their second power play goal of the game. Ryan Hunter, number 88. his 31st goal of the year, assisted by Tyler Barrow and Kirk Underwood, the captain. For Barrow, he now has a 13-game point streak after that helper.
How about that? He got 2 power play goals.
Let's go, Dragons!
Barrow shoots.
Yeah.
Mashinok made a glove grab there.
I like it. Take the shot in on him. He was just clearing it out. He's not exactly in the perfect position to make a save. You shoot it right back at him. He made the stop. Get a draw, get a chance to change. Get your guys you want out there.
Oh, how much can change in 9 minutes and 39 seconds.
The worm, does she turn at times? This is about halfway through this game, and we've had a tale of 2 cities.
We apologize for the technical difficulties. I guess YouTube Live loves the goal horn just as much as we do, huh, Mike? It's been going on a little long, but, you know, I wish we could, hit the goal horn a few more times tonight. Columbus on their way. They're down 4-2 as Ballant. That's not how you continue your forward progress. There was no dragon near him. Wickline will head man, perhaps a 3-on-2. Stefanini to the middle. Turning is Barrow. What a pass from Stefanini there.
What a backhand, too. They had a lot on that.
That was not a clear-cut 3-on-2. And Stefanini turned nothing into something. Scantlebury gains the line cleanly. Shot misses the net, hits the backboards. Wynn will chop it off the dasher, but Christie keeps it in. Liarakos in tight. That's a big-time denial from Roy, a needed one.
Yeah, and he's got the angles down. You can tell he's got the confidence now. He comes in there, nice stop, no rebound, and immediate timeout.
We'll be right back.
Didn't think termites were up this early.
They really don't go to sleep. But now that it's warming up, termites really start moving.
But I'm good, right?
Oh yeah, you're good. Don't worry about pests this spring. Call Cooks, and you'll already be a step ahead of them.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie Cooks Pest Control.
Hey there, check, 1, 2, you got me? You got me? Hey. All right, technical difficulties over. Liam Godimer back here with you. Mike Vee there too. Ayo! 2 teams on the ice. The River Dragons down 4-2. Mike, things looked a lot better than they did around a half hour ago.
They certainly have. Picking it up is the River Dragons. Timely plays, coming back, forwards back checking, able to move the puck out of the zone and capitalizing on 2 power play opportunities. And still got a little less than a half a period left here.
The River Dragons handling adversity well. That's a key trait for all of us in this life, right?
Yeah.
Shooting from the line, that's Jamie Dorsey, misses the net. Handle adversity with a plum, keep yourself calm, cool, and collected. As Jim AF on the ice with Hunter and Moore. Here's a chance. Dangling is Christie all the way to the net. And Roy, he had no idea where that second shot was coming from, I'll tell you.
It's a good thing it just rolled right in front of him. It's just, that's where it was. It was right down there, looked straight down, and he tied it up.
It's a good thing the gear is large.
Yes. That puck just kind of rolled out into the crease. And like you said, Roy didn't exactly know where it was on that second one, but able to get it. It went down right down below his chin.
Christie takes the face-off. The bid from Liarakos. That goes nowhere.
Oh, what is that?
How about that bounce off of the stanchion?
I'm seeing.
You know, the River Dragons, the last time they played the Moccasins at the Monroe Civic Center in Louisiana, they did not play on the best sheet of ice.
And you were telling me that the ice there was pretty horrible.
And Monroe knows how to use it to their advantage. That's the most important part.
Like Notre Dame football where they keep the grass 4 inches high.
Yeah. Do they really?
Yeah. Depending on who they have running.
I guess I learned something new today. There's
Yeah.
a penalty. A shot, save, rebound. It goes wide. This is going to be on Monroe, I believe.
It's a hold.
Underwood drew the penalty.
Well, the one thing you can't complain about tonight is you can't complain about the power play opportunities. You might want to complain about the first period power plays, but other than that.
I have no thoughts on the power plays.
No, none at all.
I think the game's been called wonderfully.
Yes. When it's going your way, isn't it funny how them refs are good? Best refs I've ever seen.
The penalty goes to number 18, Jamie Dorsey. It's 2 minutes for a hold. The River Dragons with 2 goals tonight, both of them on the power play. Colton, Hunter, Barrow, a slap shot. Down went Mostranok before the puck even got to him. Hunter atop the zone. Another slap shot from Barrow, and Mostranok just made a blocker save. Slap shot from Colton, and Mostranok got to that with Stefanini providing a screen.
We got one Moccasin without a stick, and that's going to be that for that.
That was a snapped twig.
That has been.
The Moccasins get a wholesale line change, just what the doctor ordered. Columbus, though, with 40 seconds of power play time. Barrow, stick handles around Ballant. Stefanini, Hunter, shorthanded. Odd man rush coming for Ballant and Fornaris. Fornaris knocks it down, takes a lap around the net. Loading up for a one-timer is Green, but Fornaris content with playing keep away.
That's a player for you. Knows when to give it up. He knows he's up by 2 goals. Going to rag some more time off the penalty.
That broken stick is still inside of the Moccasin end. Hunter will rush it up the sheet. The trailer in Underwood. Kirk will skate and slide down the dasher. The puck kept in by Doherty's big body. Barrow back for Doherty off of the give and go. He tries to go glove side on Mostranok. It was blocked. Hunter has been out there the entirety of the power play. Doherty across the ice. Underwood watches the puck go high into the air, but not out of play. Moore with the keep. He's pressured. Underwood finds it, though. Moore off of the pass from Underwood. Barrow will dance to the left, end up beneath the goal line. Moore, blast. Hunter, he scores!
Well, that's the 3rd power play goal here in the 2nd period. And don't look now, but this thing has just been chipped down to a 1-goal lead.
A heck of a howitzer right there.
Oh, boy. Just let it rip. Had a couple of chances before that, but that one there finishing it off. And now it's 4-3, and I'll tell you what. Talking about a momentum swing.
A lot of time left, Mike.
And the crowd's into it now. Oh, man.
Ryan Hunter led the league with 14 power play goals entering play tonight. He has scored number 15 and number 16. 32 goals now for Hunter. Hunter now trails Tyler Barrow, who was tied for the league lead in goals at the start of play this evening by just 1 lamp lit. 32 for Hunter to Barrow's 33. And whatever head coach Jerome Boom Boom Bichard said to his team in the locker room worked. How about Roy?
Yeah.
With that denial.
Big hit there in the corner.
And Columbus having their way with Monroe physically tonight.
I
would argue.
I would think it would have been the other way around, but right now you're absolutely right.
Pass in front from Gerstein to Christie. Kept in by Dorsey right point. He'll shoot and miss the net. Here is Christie again. Across the ice. An intercept from Thornton. Trip down is Texmo. He looks back to the referee. Nothing going to be called. Patakin introduces himself to Yanni Liarakos. Tough night for Yanni.
Yes.
That's even with scoring a goal. He's been roughed up.
Took that one right there at the stanchion where they have the padding at the end of the bench.
Hey, number 19. Welcome back to Columbus. Hunter beats his man at the neutral zone dasher board. Jemea will skate in. He'll turn his back to a Moccasin who presses him to the far corner boards. Monroe will streak away with it. Leaving the puck behind completely is Christie. Ryan Hunter was at the end of his shift, so he'll lollipop it to the goal line, and Hunter stayed on the ice and just missed the net. Hunter right circle, high over the net. Wynn keeps it in left point. Moore zips it on the backhand. It bounces off a couple of bodies, and Scantlebury gets checked from Hunter. Hunter has the puck again. It's like a magnet onto his stick. The puck's still in Moccasin ice. Scantlebury has nowhere to go with it. Hunter all over him. Wickline joins him on the ice. What a shift from Ryan Hunter. Hunter is exhausted out there, but he doesn't want to leave the surface. He's been so effective. He finally gets hit behind the play. As some physicality ensues right at the River Dragon blue line. Stefanini, far corner. His stick snaps in half. But the puck did get to its intended receiver, his former college teammate in Tyler Barrow. So Barrow will pull back. The leader in points in the FPHL, tied with Patrick Marcinkiewicz for the league lead in goals, 33 apiece. Left point, Bulkwill will shoot!
Oh.
Stefanini got a piece of the puck. Masternak, he got a piece of that one, Mike. He got a piece with his shaft.
He did.
Ballant will twist. Green, wrist shot off of the leg of Underwood. Galvin has Scantlebury attached to him. Scantlebury takes the puck. Grade A look incoming. Gerstein to the back door. They can't keep it out.
No. Too many numbers in front of the net. Puck bouncing. And then it got tucked right over Roy as he was down and out. And that's one of them right there that, hey, it's only down by 2 now. It was a lot worse at the first. So it's 5-3 now.
And now the linesman is coming over to Yanni Liarakos.
What's up with Barrow? Is Barrow hurt?
Barrow has a glove to his face. And now, here we go. Skate Scaldi. And Casey Gerstein. That's been brewing for a while. Joel Texmo separated from the pile. Jay Krupp is down next to his players.
Yeah, he was about ready. I thought
Scaldi has a bloody visor and tosses his lid and showcases that claw to all of the fans here at the Civic Center. And Barrow had taken some sort of shot to the face.
Yeah, he took some up high because I was watching him, and then obviously it started breaking out in front of the Moccasin bench. Boy, they threw him there. Gerstein got the right loose. But he's into the dressing room with only 2:26 left. No need staying out there. You're not coming back to the third. I'm just interested to see if there's a penalty that Barrow is going to be called for the hit on Barrow. But they're not much to discuss about a 5-minute each for fighting. That was pretty much that. I think it's a matter of did you see it, did you see it, did you see it? I didn't see it. Linesman, what did you see? And Doherty's out there buzzing by the Moccasin bench too.
Scott Doherty and Tucker Scantlebury, we need to see it.
You probably will.
That's Doherty versus a pollen level of intrigued. For the broadcaster, at least.
I mean, Doherty's looking. You had that music from Jaws.
Yep.
With the fins out of the water. That's basically Doherty swimming by the Moccasins there.
We'll keep an eye on if any penalties are added.
I wonder if they'll review it. Can they review it? I guess depending if it's blood drawn.
They certainly can. But right now, a mere huddle.
Game wasn't all that physical in the first period, but boy, have we certainly got physical in the second.
The goal for Monroe comes at 17:34. It's their 5th of the game and their 1st of the second period. The goal scorer is Jared Christie, number 5. That's his 2nd goal of the game. Assisted by Tucker Scantlebury, number 17, and Corson Green, number 3.
So I'm not sure they're going to take anybody off. Plant's up at the front of the bench wanting to get a word with the referee.
Wouldn't we all?
But he's getting the explanation from his captain. I don't see, there's nothing on the board yet. Boy, Jay Krupp thought Jay was going to jump out there on the ice there for a second. He was leaning real forward on that bench for an assistant coach.
Maybe he's getting the itch to play again. Of course, Jay.
That itch never goes away.
Never goes away,
no.
Huh?
No.
The last time the River Dragons fans saw Jay, 2023-24 season, 10 points in 18 games. He was a point-per-game player with Columbus.
A good hockey player. Came out here, did his thing. Crowd favorite. Got a lot of memories, I'm sure, looking around this blue Civic Center.
The Virginia native, 33 years old. So while the officials and the 2 members of the leadership group for each club figure things out.
And I got a coach that's down there looking to have a word with the referee after this.
There's your wide shot of the benches. We'll be right back to the Civic Center.
All right, here's the game plan. Tickets, food, drinks.
You forgot popcorn.
Popcorn, please. I'm talking about the family 4-pack.
That's a new play?
Even better, 4 tickets to a River Dragons game, 4 Chick-fil-A entrees, 4 hot dogs, 4 sodas, 4 popcorns, all for just $40. Boom!
Did somebody say boom?
Coach, can families run that play too?
Only if they act fast. Clock's ticking.
The family 4-pack, 4 tickets, $40. We'll see you at the rink. Let's go, Dragons.
The Columbus River Dragons are back inside of the Lair on Friday, March 27th and Saturday, March 28th, as the club takes on the Monroe Moccasins. The puck drops at 7:35 p.m. on Friday, where we wear red, remembering everyone deployed. Then on Saturday, the puck drops at 7:05 p.m. with the atmosphere expected to be electric. Get your tickets at the Columbus Civic Center box office now or by visiting ourdragons.com. He shoots and you score! Let's go, Dragons!
Welcome back to the Civic Center. Liam G and Mike Vee back here with you on a Friday night. Tonight and tomorrow, the Dragons and the Moccasins. Right now, a review. And penalties to be determined. Prior to this elongated timeout and the subsequent commercial break, there was a goal scored by Jared Christie, and then all HE double hockey sticks broke loose in front of the Monroe net.
Right in front of the Pepsi logo.
Shout out to our friends over at Buffalo Rock Pepsi, by the way.
Gerstein and Scaldi are going to get the 5 each for fighting. I don't see anything else up on the board, and there was an awful long discussion to do about nothing, I guess, because nothing's called.
I guess when you can't figure it out, you just do nothing.
Oh, Russ Plant wants an explanation about something. He didn't look like he was too happy with the explanation he got.
Russ Plant, the head coach of the Moccasins, former New York Rangers draft pick. So no loss of manpower on the ice, just the goal. How will the final 2:12 develop? With this now a 5-3 game, there's perhaps an infraction. Nope.
No.
Nothing. Kyle Moore against Masternak. He coughs it up. Jemayev with a chance to let it rip.
Oh, he took
Waited
a
a little
slash.
too
Moore
long.
took a slash on the wrist. No call.
No call and a slash to Kyle Moore, who takes a seat onto the bench. Perhaps 2 penalties missed on 1 shift. River Dragons can't get it out. It's kept in by Schumacher, the combination of Schumacher and Ballant, I should say. In between the circles, Ballant one-hands it to the left. Roy knocks it down. That's a big stop with 96 seconds left.
Sure is, especially with them pressing the way they are. Looking to try to get a little more breathing room. They let this one go to a 1-goal game, and then obviously right there.
We're 60 seconds away from hockey on Chattahoochee returning.
Dad, are we there yet?
Not even close.
Sweet.
Have we gone too far? Maybe, but life's too short not to.
The Subaru Forester Hybrid, 581 miles per tank. Love goes the extra mile.
The River Dragons down 5-3. Liam G and Mike Vee here with you. It's the 3rd meeting of the season between Columbus and Monroe. The Moccasins have a 2-0 record against Columbus. Both of those wins on home ice. This evening, I would describe as a tale of 2 periods.
One we don't want to talk about, and the other one we love to talk about.
I'd love to talk about this one a little bit more if the home side can grab themselves another tally in the final 80 seconds. Brody Thornton, D-to-D, Lair Patakin. He swings and partially misses. It goes all the way down the ice, no icing. I guess that works.
Yep.
So Schumacher, the captain, wears number 27. He spent some time in the penalty box in this period. Scantlebury will turn and dump. Roy out of his net. Through the legs of Stefanini. His pass for an oncoming Thornton. He has to backtrack and get back into positioning. As the puck ladled over the stick of Barrow, Patakin lays the body onto Ballant. Thornton loses his stick, so he'll throw a shove onto Scantlebury and then pick his twig back up with 32 seconds to go in the period. Barrow will swipe it into the Moccasin zone. Rasmus Asp had a flying Doherty coming his direction. He evaded him. Here's Mike Wynn straight on. He left the puck behind initially, but does successfully work it for Doherty. Cross corner. Thornton to the net.
Ooh.
Masternak made a save despite a deflection.
Whenever you take that little extra shot at the goaltender, expect you're going to get a little cross check on the arms.
Scantlebury and Doherty in the same area.
But cooler heads prevail.
For now. Joel Texmo out there too.
You got 13 seconds left. Big draw to win here. Try to set up a play here. Galvin will take the faceoff in the offensive zone.
Ryan was teaching me how to take a face-off this week.
How'd you
He
do?
said different strategy in the offensive zone versus the defensive zone. Of course, that due to when, depending on which zone he's in, he's able to put his stick down as Hunter shoots, save made, rebound, Colton puts it to the net. Colton's got it back with 2 seconds. He immediately has to put it to the front. It winds up behind, and the period ends.
Well, anything's better than that first period. In the second period, the River Dragons come alive and get themselves back into this one.
Columbus outscored Monroe 3-1 in that period, but they still trail by a pair. As will cooler heads prevail here. Schumacher and Matthews talking to Jemayev at center ice. At what was the Moccasin blue line is Christie and Moore. There's a close-up.
That's two veterans having a discussion, Schumacher and Jemayev. I guess maybe, I don't know. The game did get a little bit chippy towards the latter half of the second period. Once the River Dragons started coming over, the physicalness. One thing I liked about it, the physicalness for the River Dragons really carried the period. They were doing the hitting. They were, forcing turnovers. They were, by finishing your checks, you always have the opposing players always looking over his shoulder, ready to get hit. He's expecting it. And when you finish your checks like that, you really make a statement out there. And what they did in that period, I think, opened up for a lot of their free, and then, of course, 2 power plays that didn't exactly hurt things either.
We'll talk about all that and more when we return to the River Dragons Broadcast Network. It's 5-3 Monroe.
The difference with Beam isn't just speed, it's service that you can count on. And when you call, you'll reach real people who live right here. And when you connect, you'll feel the reliability that makes Beam stand out. Now whether it's working from home, streaming your favorites, or keeping up with everyday life, Beam keeps it all running smoothly. And right now, get our 1 gig plan for just $60 a month for your first 3 months. Fast, dependable, and local. Beam Broadband, connection you can count on.
Let Shredaway, a division of the Overby Company, take care of all your document shredding needs. We can design a custom shredding program for your business today. No need to purchase equipment, no maintenance expenses, no need to prepare records for destruction, increase employee productivity, increase security, no worry. Was it really destroyed? Right now, all new customers can receive 10% off. Shredaway, a division of the Overby Company, locally owned and operated in downtown Columbus. That's Shredaway, 706-577-9668.
BMG and Mike Vee, there you are, back here with me inside of the broadcast booth. Mike, we're through 40 minutes. The score is 5-3. It began 4-0.
Well, 4-0 out of hand. 5-3 manageable. In the third period coming up, that I'm expecting to be pretty physical. These teams haven't faced each other except 2 times before this, and it's been a while. They've reintroduced themselves, and now there's going to be some players out there with their feelings hurt, and I think we know who they are.
I think we can throw the first period recap
Yeah.
right out the window.
Yeah, pretty much they scored 4 on us.
Yeah. They put the puck past the goal line 4 times. We did so 0 times.
2 of them shorthanded, but we're not going to say anything
2 of them
about that.
shorthanded. So there you go. There's your quick recap. But the second period began, and Mike, the River Dragons, went on the Public's power play inside of the opening 3 minutes. Kyle Moore, a little bit of what I like to call 5-hole flavor.
5-hole flavor, that's right. Moore with a nice shot, able to get the River Dragons back on the winning track, so to speak, and close it within 3 goals.
The goal was assisted by Josh Colton and Alexander Jemayev. Of note, head coach Jerome Boom Boom Bichard goes with the second unit, which features big bodies like Moore, who scored the goal, Jemayev, who was out there as well, setting a screen in front of the goaltender.
Yeah, you got big bodies out on a power play. Now, there's 2 different units you have. Obviously, when you have Hunter and you have Barrow out there, it's a little bit different. But when you decide to put in the bigger unit, what you're looking for is bodies in front of the net, deflections or rebounds, and especially on the power play, hoping you get that 1 man extra open and an opportunity to bury it, which they did.
You mentioned Ryan Hunter, and Ryan Hunter we will mention because at 8:34, while on the power play once again, Ryan Hunter doing Ryan Hunter things. His league-leading 15th power play goal at that moment for number 88, set up by Tyler Barrow and Kirk Underwood, the captain, keeping the puck moving around the perimeter of the zone.
Yeah, one thing, again, when you get Barrow and Hunter out there, either on to your left or the right, either or, they're going to get you one way or the other. But Hunter right now, honestly, just on fire. And when he's on fire on the power play, he scores multi-goal games on the power play, and none bigger than the goal he scored there.
Multi-goal games, you say? Ryan Hunter with a multi-goal game. A perfect segue to his second goal of the night and the third and most recent goal for your River Dragons. It comes at 13:45 on the power play once again. His first power play goal was assisted by Tyler Barrow and Kirk Underwood. This one, the helpers went to Kyle Moore, number 15, and Kirk Underwood.
Yeah, Underwood. Well, Underwood and Moore, guys that keep the play alive in the power play and able to know to get the puck to the hot guy. Able to get the puck to Hunter. Hunter's able to take the shot and finish it. We were that close. We were that close for just a second, but unfortunately.
You know, I want to bring it back to your experience, as a broadcaster through many years. Ryan Hunter now has 16 power play goals. And this is a player that spent weeks in the ECHL with the South Carolina Stingrays. Talk to me about the type of season Ryan Hunter is having and how lethal of a threat that is to have a player that you're not through the regular season already close to 20 power play goals. Well,
I mean, it's just he's an amazing young man because he's got energy. He's able to shoot the puck. He skates very well, and when he's on, he's on. He's got a way of being able to get himself open, so to speak, where he can get that pass. Barrow and him work the puck very well. We talked about Underwood. We talked about Moore, big bodies, trying to get the puck out, smart enough to get the puck out to a guy that can put the puck in the net. But you talk about the guys in the ECHL for, 15 games? It's a pretty darn good stretch right there when you got 16 power play goals now in the FBHL, and you got 15 games up in the ECHL. The one thing I will tell you at the end of the year, if he keeps this up, his stat sheet's going to probably get him some off.
Wish nothing but the best for Ryan, but we would love to keep him here.
Absolutely want to keep him here.
In Columbus, but congratulations to Ryan Hunter on another outstanding night of goal scoring and playmaking. The River Dragons down in this game, but they are not out. And I want to continue the Ryan Hunter discussion and the power play as a whole. The River Dragons operating close to 30% on the man advantage, not just tonight, but throughout the rest of the regular season and the playoffs when, as you've touched on, the games get tighter, the scoring chances come few and farther between. Ryan Hunter, to have a player like that, Tyler Barrow too, amongst the other talent that the River Dragons were able to put forth on the power play. How much of an advantage is that?
Well, I mean, confidence is the big thing. I mean, I feel that, the power play unit, when they're on, and they have been on. I mean, we've seen, tonight, we talked about it coming in. You got the top penalty kill in the league going against the top penalty kill, or top power play in the league, and vice versa. You got the best, the PK of the River Dragons is not chopped liver. So you got special teams that are very good. And, as you get to the playoffs, you're going to notice that is what wins playoff games. It's those special teams. You need to get that power play goal when it's a 3-2 game in the playoffs and you're down in the third period and you get that penalty. Or on the other hand, you need to kill that penalty if you're up 3-2. Those are the special teams mean so much in the playoffs. And as we see as we get to the end part of this season, we're seeing it kind of fall into place for the River Dragons, at least as far as the unit. And they even have a second unit they want to throw in there as well.
3 goals tonight for Columbus, all of them on the power play. Liam G and Mike V will be back with you in just a bit after a commercial timeout, where we will take you all on a drive around the Federal Prospects Hockey League. It's the out-of-town scoreboard presented by our friends over at Zelmo's Zippin'.
Every day we're on the road, dedicated to servicing our community and neighbors. At Air Force Heating and Air, we're committed to your family's comfort all year round. Whether you need repairs, maintenance, or new system installation, the Air Force team is here for you, residential and commercial. Plus, we offer duct cleaning and sealant services, air quality and virus protection, and plumbing. Call Air Force Heating and Air today. Serving you is our top priority.
Sorry we're late. Runs in the family, right? Who are you?
It's simple. We get inside, find the cooler, fill it with Pepsi.
Isn't that breaking and entering?
No, it's just entering.
I'm not seeing a cooler.
No problem.
That pool's for us. There's no lifeguard.
This is Aunt Joni. She's married to Uncle Phil. He's from Boca. Aunt Joni, how is your husband, Phil?
Dead. But I'm very much alive.
I don't quite know.
Can I help you with that?
Oh my gosh, thank you. To Will and Diane, you go together like Pepsi and hot dogs.
Oh, that's so us, babe.
Pepsi, I'm not needed here.
Have a great party, guys.
It really is the perfect combo. Are your friends in the blue Pepsi truck coming over too?
Abort! I'm not sorry for bringing flavor!
It doesn't get an off day, does it?
Neither do the standards. Getting here is part of the job.
Staying ready is the rest.
Ice looks good today.
Doesn't matter if it's the road, the rink, or the grind. You need something that shows up every time.
Longevity?
Season after season. Mileage? All day, every day.
Kind of young sung hero, huh?
Same reason people trust us. Toyota, reliable wherever the grind takes you.
6.5 minutes on the clock here in the second intermission. Liam G and Mike V back here with you inside of the broadcast booth for Columbus River Dragons hockey. Let's now take a drive around the Federal Prospects Hockey League. It's the out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by our friends over at Zelmo's Zippin'. And Mike will begin our drive in Port Huron. We left the Prowlers and the Sentinels with the score 1-0 Port Huron. It's now 2-0 in the third. The Rock Lobsters, one of the 2 teams, including the Moccasins, that are ahead of the River Dragons in the Continental Division standings. They're at 5-3 over PD in the third. The Blue Ridge Bobcats, they're taking on the Danbury Hat-Tricks on the road. Blue Ridge did not have a goal the last time we checked in. They still do not have a goal. They are down 2-0. That game in the third. The Binghamton Black Bears and the Watertown Wolves going toe-to-toe with one another. We finally have a tight affair in that game. It's 2-2 in the third. You know, it's also 2-2, not in the third, in the second. It's a Continental Division matchup between the Twin City Thunderbirds and the Baton Rouge Zydeco. Thunderbirds, of course, as Mike and I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, the Thunderbirds trading Gus Ford over to the Athens Rock Lobsters. One final game to tell you all about outside of the River Dragons and the Moccasins. It's 4-3 Biloxi ahead of Topeka. The Breakers ended their losing streak last night. They took down Topeka in overtime, looking to make it 2 wins in a row at Breaker Bay.
You know, what was that? What that streak end up being? Was it 17?
I believe it ended at 15.
15. Well, it's over.
It's over.
And now you're playing for pride for the rest of the season. And you got a lead going into this in the second period there, so we'll see.
We will certainly see. It's the Breakers with a 4-3 advantage over Topeka, that game in the second period. 4:25 here on the intermission clock at the Civic Center. Please enjoy Saves of the Week. Koch to the goal. Babin with the shaft. Blue line, Stoya. Save made by Roy. Stoya's got it back. Ross Bartlett with a chance to open the scoring. Babin with the glove. The pest of the game, making his presence felt already inside of the opening 5 minutes. And now the Breakers might have a breakaway. They do. Carter Thornton. Babin came all the way out. Put out to center it comes. Koch across all alone, and Roy shuts it down.
All right, here's the game plan. Tickets, food, drinks.
You forgot popcorn.
Popcorn, please. I'm talking about the family 4-pack.
That's a new play?
Even better, 4 tickets to a River Dragons game, 4 Chick-fil-A entrees, 4 hot dogs, 4 sodas, 4 popcorns, all for just $40. Boom!
Did somebody say boom?
Coach, can families run that play too?
Only if they act fast. Clock's ticking.
The family 4-pack, 4 tickets, $40. We'll see you at the rink. Let's go, Dragons.
The Columbus River Dragons are back inside of the Lair on Friday, March 27th and Saturday, March 28th, as the club takes on the Monroe Moccasins. The puck drops at 7:35 p.m. on Friday, where we wear red, remembering everyone deployed. Then on Saturday, the puck drops at 7:05 p.m. with the atmosphere expected to be electric. Get your tickets at the Columbus Civic Center box office now or by visiting ourdragons.com. He shoots and you score! Let's go, Dragons!
Welcome back to the Columbus Civic Center. We've got a $1:45 on the clock. It's Liam G and Mike Vee inside of the booth. And Mike, Columbus down 2 goals. They've proven already in this game that they can strike, and they can strike quickly.
You know, I mean, it's special teams that they've got working. Got to do a little on the 5-on-5. But the important thing is they came out. They didn't quit. They were physical. They were beating Monroe to the puck at times. And they were not coughing up those odd man rushes. They did have a couple of 2-on-1s, but they weren't 1-on-0s. And it's a lot different in that situation. So a little bit of the adjustments made by Jerome Bouchard. And also, I think Tyler Roy, after that first period, a lot of goaltenders, you know, I mean, it's in their head. And it's, you know,
Shout out to Tyler.
Yeah, but, I mean, he came back out in the second period, made himself some quality save, kept his team within it, and so you get Tyler Roy on the same page as your defense and your offense, and hopefully you can chip in a couple of goals early in this period and make this a very interesting game.
And not only the goal scoring, Mike, also the physical nature of this game. Skate Scaldi getting right in the middle of things.
He did. You got to give it to him. He went out there and he threw him with Gerstein, and I'll tell you what, Gerstein didn't look like no chopped liver out there. He was throwing him pretty strong. And hopefully Scaldi's all right. I didn't see, not out yet, or I don't see him standing out there yet.
I see him.
You see him?
He's way in the back.
All right, that's good.
But I saw a 3 and I saw a 7, which would indicate number 37 is coming out onto the ice.
Just a little patch job. Be right back out there again.
Yeah. The officials will lead the way. Here they come. The goals for the River Dragons in this order: Kyle Moore, Ryan Hunter. All three on the power play. $20 minutes on the clock. Both teams on the sheet. The Columbus River Dragons and the Monroe Moccasins for the third of 3 regulation periods of hockey on the Chattahoochee River.
I think Scaldi's got to get in the box, right? He's still got a couple of minutes left on his major. Yep,
Skate Scaldi will go immediately to the box. And he pumps up the crowd as he takes his seat in the sin bin. The River Dragons did not change uniforms in the locker room. Still wearing their reds. Tonight, a Friday where, of course, we remember everyone deployed.
But isn't some lucky fan going to be the opportunity to take one of those shirts right off one of the players' back, right?
Yes, that's right. The Moccasins will attack from right to left. Alexander Jemayev and Carlos Forneris on the opening faceoff. It's won by the Moccasins. This is Liam Godimer saying, it's go time on the third. The River Dragons open up with Mike Wynn. He gets a touch on the puck. On defense alongside him is Josh Colton, number 5. Up front, Alexander Jemayev, Kyle Moore, Ryan Hunter. An icing called on the River Dragons 20 seconds into the period. That one was 50-50, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, a little lollygagging, but it did cross the line, so it is what it is. Doesn't hurt you too much. You only had 20 seconds on the ice. About 8 of that was the puck going down for the icing.
Mike, what's the number 1 key for the River Dragons in this third period?
You got to not turn the puck over in your own zone. You got to work your breakout, and you got to get the puck to your forwards, wing to wing.
There's a successful breakout for the River Dragons. Monroe will respond with one of their own, chipped onto the tape of Hunter. Through the middle of the ice, that's always dangerous. It connects off of a River Dragon, that being Kyle Moore. Behind the net, Ethan Matcham, the former member of the Baton Rouge Zydeco, acquired by the Moccasins as they continue to shore up their back end. Matcham, a short pass for Sam Turner. Yanni Liarakos, left wing wall. The puck comes to Roy. He'll steer it for an oncoming Ben Stefanini, number 25. Stefanini takes a shoulder from Matthews. Corson Green, tape to tape for Kyler Matthews. One-handed into the attacking end by Christie. 1:35 into the period. And for me, Mike, coming back in this hockey game hinges on the River Dragons' ability scoring the first goal.
Yeah, that's one of those.
Period.
You're at that point where next goal wins.
Rasmus Asp, bottom of the right circle. He'll twist and turn and get away from Balkwell in the slot. Hagen Moe, biggest save of the night for Tyler Roy, nearly 2 minutes into the third.
He comes up a couple of feet outside the paint to cut the angle down. Had nothing to shoot at, and he pillowed it softly and got a draw.
The shot's now 23-23. The Moccasins took a 4-0 lead in this hockey game, a score that would hold through the opening 20 minutes. Columbus outscored their opposition 3-1 in the second, and now add one for Monroe, 2:02 into the third.
That was deflected off of Calvin's stick. It was just a bing-bang play, and it just changed direction on Roy. It just butterflied itself into the net, and holy mackerel, back to a 3-goal lead for the Moccasins.
Hagen Moe scores the goal for Monroe. For Hagen, that's his 11th goal of the season and his 23rd game. I had mentioned earlier in the broadcast that Moe had just returned to the Moccasins from the SPHL. The Knoxville, where he played 2 games in Knoxville, at 3 points, I should say. Forneris assisted on Moe's goal, and he'll streak up the ice. Here's Brody Thornton, number 65, behind the net. Lair Patakin, number 36. Backhanded along behind Masternak. It's a 6-3 game. Hagen Moe, who scored the goal on the rush. His chance negated by Thornton. But his entry into the offensive zone closed off by Ballant. Grade A look in coming for Christie, but offside, whistled down by the linesman. That's a big whistle in favor of the River Dragons.
That was a huge whistle in favor of the River Dragons as he was coming in unmolested, but timeout. No, there's not a media timeout.
Skate Scaldi and Casey Gerstein come out of the box. Respect from both benches to each player. The goal for Monroe comes at 2:02. It's Hagen Moe, number 8, assisted by Carlos Forneris. So the pest of the game has a goal and an assist. Tucker Scantleberry has 3 assists tonight.
Yeah.
Hunter scores!
Oh, boy. Nothing prettier than that one right there. Able to get the backhander top shelf. And just like that, 6-4, this game just refuses to go away.
It's a hat trick for Ryan Hunter. A backhand beaut from number 88.
That's a little highlight goal you're going to get there. The puck was off the draw, and it ended up just slow rolling. Hunter able to pick it up just at the time to be able to flip it over and get it up in that top corner, and now 6-4. 24 each on the shots.
That goal, not a power play goal for Ryan Hunter.
No, but a hat trick.
But a hat trick. So Hunter has his 31st, 32nd, and 33rd goals of the year. He now has tied Tyler Barrow for the league lead.
Neck and neck, huh? Not bad having 2 guys on your power play that are both at the top of the league in scoring.
Barrow is tied with Patrick Marcinkiewicz at the start of play tonight with 33 each. I'm going to check right now if Patrick's has a goal for the PD Ice Cats, who, by the way, have tied the game against Athens. A 5-3 game, now 5-5.
Oh, boy.
And Patrick Marcinkiewicz does have a goal for PD. So he is the league leader in goals with 34. Ryan Hunter can still tie him, though.
Still got a lot more time left.
Yes, sir. Why not put Ryan Hunter right back out onto the ice? Jemayev, Hunter, behind the net, zip to the front. Kept in by Moore. Here's Hunter, high slot. He'll shift to the left. Fire, miss wide of Masternak. Here's Colton letting it rip from the wall. Matcham will skate it up, that big frame on defense. He'll get it to the middle. Twisting is Christie. He's got Liarakos to the left, and Roy! I mentioned he made his biggest save of the game earlier in the period. Well, that one takes the cake. And the icing, too, as Jemayev inside of his own blue line.
No numbers.
Left side now to the top of the zone, Hunter. On the backhand, he'll put it in on net. Masternak stops it. Thought about freezing it. Leaves it off for his team. Fornaris speeds in, pulls back. Fornaris, top of the key. Kyler Matthews from the right. A glove save made by Roy at 4-11.
And stingy on the rebound, able to cup it up and get it inside for a draw inside the River Dragon zone.
So the fourth goal of the game for the River Dragons comes off the stick of Ryan Hunter. His third goal of the game. That's a hat trick for Ryan, his 33rd of the season. At 2:51, the assist to Alexander Jemayeff, the Fire starter of the night, who has 2 apples. Mike Wynn also with a point, so he gets himself onto the score sheet. Clean face-off win for the Moccasins. Have not seen much of Tyler Barrow in this period, and as I say that, there he is right on the ice. His opposite number, Hagen Moe, looking for another goal. It was blocked.
Well, he took a high stick or something at the end of the second. Good to see him out there.
Wickline waits for the biscuit to come to him. It does. Past the stick of Barrow. Here's Balkwill to the net. Cutting to the net front was Wickline for a deflection. Monroe has not iced the puck. They get it on net. That's fortuitous for the roadside. So Tyler Barrow, so smart. Inside of his own zone, has his head up. He passes the puck to his former college teammate in Ryan Galvin. Doherty, Patakin just missed. Lair Patakin bidding for his first goal as a River Dragon in his first game with Columbus. How about Doherty though, Mike? Feathering that puck along for
Moved their way.
The newest blue liner wearing number 36 in red. Still a lot of time for the River Dragons to work with. 5.5 minutes to go. Getting the next goal, crucial. Patakin. Give and go with Galvin. Patakin lets the pass go, intended for him, by him. Scaldi, Doherty, couldn't go skate to stick with it. All over him was Christie. Scantlebury with a check up high onto Thornton, who gave it right back.
Scaldi came in there too, gave his 2 cents in there.
The River Dragons have the momentum in this hockey game. Each team with a goal in the third. Columbus with life, though they're down 2 goals. Lair Patakin to the middle. A tip from Matcham inadvertently will punch that puck into Monroe ice. Puck kept in by Colton, who will slap a shot on past the glove hand of the goaltender. Colton's got it back off of the boards. He'll try a wrister that Fornaris gets in the way of. And he'll ladle a bouncer onto the tape of Wynn, who will turn back. Hunter couldn't settle the pass from Wynn, so Dorsey has it for Monroe. They nearly turn it over, but Fornaris there to make the recovery at center. He has the puck come back to him. Pad save made by Roy. The rebound came all the way out, luckily out of danger for the moment. Corson Green, left point. Behind the net, Liarakos. He's smudged up to the dasher. Colton gets physical with his man. There's another keep by Green. They score.
Oh.
Tipped in past Roy. That's 7 for the Moccasins.
Well, sliding right out in front there. Unfortunately, Dorsey, I don't know if he got a piece of it or just plain out screened Tyler Roy, but nonetheless, it went in.
Yanni Liarakos gets the goal, his second of the game. Liarakos in the season series has just been shredding the River Dragons.
Still got 12:54 left. I know it's back to 3 goals, but don't count this River Dragons team out yet.
The goal comes at 7:06. Corson Green and Andrew Ballant get the assists on the goal. And again, some of the life was taken out of the building after the Moccasins had made it 6-3 early in the period. Ryan Hunter brought them back to their feet. Who's to say that can't happen again?
Oh, I think we'll see the light. I think we'll see it lit again.
Tyler Barrow, more than capable of doing that. He'll toss it in. Scantlebury will feather it out. The Moccasins 5-3-2 in their last 10 games. They won their last game against Baton Rouge. Wickline, Patakin will shoot. It's blocked.
Oh, nice play.
How about that play by Thornton? He's tripped up. That's a penalty.
That helps. Thornton made a nice play by coming up there and really breaking up what could have been an odd man rush. And then draws the penalty to boot, so.
Brody Thornton's had a real nice season.
Yes,
Credit
he has.
to him. We'll be right back.
Has.
Didn't think termites were up this early.
They really don't go to sleep. But now that it's warming up, termites really start moving.
But I'm good, right?
Oh yeah, you're good. Don't worry about pests this spring. Call Cooks, and you'll already be a step ahead of them.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie Cooks Pest Control.
Tucker Scantlebury is in the box. 2 minutes for a trip. The River Dragons are down 3. A Publix power play goal, though, would do a lot in helping Columbus back into this game.
Well, you got a man that's already got a hat trick out there and 2 power play goals in Hunter.
Ryan Hunter already with a 4-goal game this season in Baton Rouge.
I'd like to see him have a 6-goal game tonight with the score the way it is.
Be nice. Cleared past the stick of Underwood to begin the power play. Hagen Moe inches away from going top shelf again. Underwood, he'll speed his way right in, pull up. Ryan Hunter, Tyler Barrow, Ryan Hunter, Kirk Underwood shoots. This is high, it hits the back glass. And the official is going to say the puck went out of play.
I think it touched the net.
28 seconds through the power play. That's a tough whistle with Columbus in firm possession.
Yeah, but the linesman called it all the way from across, so he must have saw the net move and thus makes the call.
Kirk Underwood is on the ice, 7 games away from becoming the all-time games played leader in franchise history.
Is that right?
He'll pass Austin Doe, who's on the bench right now as an assistant coach. Underwood, Barrow, slap shot. Glanced off of the shoulder of the goaltender for Monroe. Hunter to Wickline as he's got it along the wall. Hunter, Underwood one-timer, save, Masternak.
And they protect their goaltender for sure. No rebound there, none to be had. Nice sight there, take a shot in. Got numbers up there in front.
Ben Stefanini was the player in front for the River Dragons. 20 points in 38 games with the Moccasins. Prior to being traded a few different places.
I'd like to see him get one tonight.
Not on the ice at this present moment. From left to right, it's more Jemayeff Doherty with Colton and Brody Thornton manning the points. 9 minutes into the third. 60 seconds through the penalty to Tucker Scantlebury. So Colton, a back pass. Thornton taps it for an oncoming Kyle Moore. He has a power play goal tonight. Doherty to the front. Tip tie by Jemayeff. Doherty's got it back. He shoots off of Masternak's glove. Kyle Moore down the boards. A short-handed intercept. Hagen Moe. What a pass for Ballant. Roy shuts that down. 23 seconds of power play time to go. Doherty fills the lane. Thornton, Jemayev. While down on his stomach, he keeps the puck in and then keeps the puck in again. Then gets tripped up. It does not get detected, unbelievably.
That was worse than the trip they called originally.
It's a tough one to miss, what we play on. Tucker Scantlebury out of the box. Galvin out there with Doherty and Joel Texmo. River Dragons trail 7-4. 4 goals tonight for Columbus. 3 for Ryan Hunter, 1 for Kyle Moore.
Texmo, the big hit on Green.
Fornaris will skate in over the attacking line with Scantlebury. Fornaris checked to the backboards by Underwood. Tossed over the outstretched glove of Scaldi onto the stick of Matcham, who will send it in behind Roy. And again, I'll echo your sentiments from earlier in the game, Mike. Can't get it all back at once.
No.
Right? Down 3. Yes, the clock dwindling down, but
that's your enemy right now, is that clock.
At this point, just get a goal on the board, tilt the ice a little bit, and hope that can carry you through to a comeback. The goal for Monroe comes at 7:06. Gianni Liarakos is second of the game. Assisted by Corson Green, number 3. And number 12, Andrew Ballant. So Christie, left wing side. His pass for Liarakos. He's tied up. Schumacher on the backhand. Will lift it into the grasp of Wynn. Will chip and chase with 8:10 and counting left. Schumacher moves it along. Past Gerstein. Puck kept in by Barrow. Wynn straight on. Slap shot Patakin. Pad save Masternak. Patakin's got it back. What a keep. Wynn, left point. Barrow falls down. He collides into the corner boards. A backhander to the net. Masternak makes a stick save onto Stefanini, I should say. Patakin D-to-D win. Patakin gets the puck back. Nice play at the line by Patakin. Here's Jemayev, right dot. Took a little bit too long to let it rip.
He's got it deflected.
Jemeyev's got it back now. Wynn shoots. Easy save for Masternak.
Yeah, they're putting some pressure on. That's what you got to do right now. 7:21 remaining.
We'll be right back for the final 7:21.
Dad, are we there yet?
Not even close.
Sweet.
Have we gone too far? Maybe, but life's too short not to.
The Subaru Forester Hybrid, 581 miles per tank. Love goes the extra mile.
Columbus in danger of losing on home ice for the first time since Military Appreciation Night when the club fell in overtime. And tonight, Mike, the River Dragons got off to a slow start. They were down 4-0 after 20 minutes. The rest of the game, though, up to this point, much better. Columbus has proven that they can skate with Monroe.
Oh, they can skate with them, and they can. I like the fact that they can kind of equal it up physically too. They're not getting pushed around, which is a big thing. And then we kind of talked in the break there, but you know, sometimes the score is what it is, and tonight's tonight. But you want to build on for your next meeting tomorrow night. So good things happen when you keep things positive.
Tyler Barrow can't come away with the puck on that face-off, so it's cleared all the way down by Monroe. Tyler Roy calling for an icing, which he gets from the linesman, who obliges to the River Dragon goaltender. And Tyler Roy, you know what? Not the best start to the game, but a lot better throughout the final 40 minutes. That's what you want to see out of your goaltender. You face some adversity. It's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows, but to be able to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and have a much better 40 minutes of hockey. I got to say, I've been impressed with Tyler Roy's performance in the second and so far here in the third.
Oh, definitely settled down. I mean, but 3 of those 4 goals was not Tyler Roy's fault. I might say one goal he might want it back, but the other 3, I mean, no support. I mean, breakaways on your goaltender would and on power plays to kill you.
And when you have an opponent coming in all alone on you as the goaltender, so many things can transpire. You know, even if you're in solid positioning, the puck can still slip past you, which is what we saw on Gerstein's goal, which was the first of 2 shorthanded breakaway goals for Monroe in this game.
And then, for an honest, that top shelf shot that he had was a highlight reel.
Yep. Hagen Moe, who scored in this period, that was a top shelf goal that deflected off of Ryan Galvin's stick. The 2 goals for Leo Rakos have both been off of deflections.
Yeah.
So never easy for the goaltender to manage the game when there's grade A opportunities and a ton of traffic in front of the net. 6:18 left here in the third. Time flying off the clock. The River Dragons still in this game, but the hill to climb large. So Scott Doherty out of Oakville, Ontario. He shoots and it's blocked. Kirk Underwood will spring his way to his own bench. He'll go D-to-D with Balkwill. Doherty at the neutral zone flank will lead Balkwill into the zone, who will toss a shot onto the blocker of Mostranok. With 5:40 to go. Asp on the backhand, whacked along by Scantlebury. Out to center.
Now Monroe doing quick line changes too, keeping it fresh out there.
Underwood in the final 5:20. Turned over. Christie will go spinning. And he'll go off for a line change. Wynn goes D-to-D with Colton 15 minutes into the period. Colton was stripped by Scantlebury. Fornaris, his bid to the net, blocked. Hagen Moe for an oncoming Scantlebury. He'll connect with Galvin as those 2 come together. Scantlebury picks the puck back up again. Straight on Schumacher, and Roy got knocked into. Fell down onto his back. Roy gets back up.
Yep.
We'll go to our final media timeout of the game. 15:20 into the third. It's 7-4 Monroe. Mike, with the River Dragons down 7-4, 4:40 left on the clock. How long would it take you to pull the goaltender in favor of the extra attacker, or would you at all?
No, I would not pull the goaltender at all unless I got it down to a 2. If it was a 2-goal, it got to a 2-goal game, I would. Not at 3, because all that's going to do is, it's just you're at a certain point where you want to minimize the damage that's happened tonight. So pulling the goaltender, to me, and this is my opinion, would not be wise. 3 goals down with 5 minutes left. But score 1, and we'll pull it.
I hear you. I'm going to respectfully disagree. I would pull the goaltender. With how effective Columbus has been up a man in this game, I figure why not? But I do understand what you're saying about not wanting to give the Moccasins any more fuel to their fire. Well, I guess the person to break the ice is going to be the head coach.
Yeah, he'll make the final decision on that.
Columbus needs a clean zone entry before head coach Bichart can even think about pulling the goaltender as Wynn gets rocked by Ballant. Very seldom do you see Mike Wynn go down.
He was just in that awkward position.
Christie from a sharp angle, pad saved by Roy. The puck 200 feet away from the net the River Dragons are trying to score at. They need to score 3 times onto that net. But momentum is a powerful thing. Wickline with a turnover. Christie loses his stick. That's step 1 to a goal. Barrow, Hunter, shoots! Into the netting. We have a penalty, I believe.
Yeah. Is it slashing?
Ho! There's a Moccasin who was a little bit salty. Hagen Moe.
A roughing. It's a roughing call.
You want some fries with that salt, Hagen?
All right, now I ask you the question. You got a man advantage. You want 2-man advantage and pull the goaltender? See, I would not do that because icing is not in play and they can shoot at that open net from anywhere, and then that would be that for that. He's thinking about it, though.
I would say no.
Yeah. You got the man advantage.
You're effective enough 5-on-4 in this game. The River Dragons already with 3 power play goals, 3 out of their 4 coming on the power play. Got to win possession. That's what the River Dragons do. It's a rough to Hagen Moe. That's a rough penalty to take at this point in the game as a cuff crab by Masternak onto Barrow.
That was a rough shot to stop. And Barrow fired that in there and a glove save.
Get a power play goal from Hunter. I say Hunter because he's almost automatic at this point. He's looking for his 17th power play goal. How about a hat trick of power play goals for Ryan Hunter?
That would be another feather for the cap.
Speaking of Ryan Hunter, here he is. The forward out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and goodness, Scantlebury right over his back. Barrow slap shot, stick stop, Masternak. Behind the net, Stefanini. Barrow goes to the bench to get a new twig, but Stefanini turned it over. And Turner will get a clear with 45 seconds elapsed on the penalty to Hagen Moe. 2 minutes for a rough. Number 8 in white in the box, number 8 in red on the offensive. Dorsey with a chance to get it out on the backhand. Nice play to maneuver it to the forehand. Just couldn't get it past Colton. But Colton's reach, unable to keep it in at the top. Hunter into the zone, tripped up, double teamed, and offside called.
Surprised you don't double team Hunter all the time when he's got the puck. I mean, you know, the way he's able to shoot it from anywhere, and he's got a shot that I'm just not enough room there at the blue line to go back and forth.
I'm not calling Ryan Hunter Alexander Ovechkin, but it's that type of you know, attachment that the opposing team needs to have. He's that dangerous.
Yeah, I mean,
you're better off, you know, like just eliminating him from the situation. Let somebody else beat you. Tyler Roy will now go to the bench, Mike. There's your answer.
Okay.
Extra attacker on.
You're on the save.
90 seconds into the power play. Got to score one and got to score one right now. Colton, Thornton. Colton! Rebound comes out to Barrow, who will drag and send a shot over the net. Thornton tied up at the dasher with $1:47 left. Multiple players digging. Doherty from the pile to the blue line. Jemayev, left side Barrow. The tap from Colton to Doherty, who will shoot. Waffle boarded away, cleared to the empty net, and wide, just wide.
That should be icing, thankfully.
Icing on Monroe, Air Force Heating, Air, and Plumbing. A special shout out to you.
Doherty had a shot there and blocker down. Tell you what, that was a great bid there, and he was in nice position, but goaltender shuts him down.
.86 seconds left.
With an empty net.
The River Dragons skating 6-on-5. A reminder that these two teams will go back at it tomorrow for the fourth meeting of the season. The puck drops at 7:05 p.m. Coverage at 6:35.
Early
YouTube
Saturday.
Live.
Early Saturday.
An early Saturday.
I like that, though.
The River Dragons will be wearing black tomorrow.
See if we can win this draw.
Galvin does win the draw with assistance from Underwood. Moore to the low slot. Galvin, save, rebound is loose. Masternak stretches. Columbus puts it to the front once more. Down the ice and into the empty cage.
That's the bottom.
Make it 8 for Monroe.
Well, 8-4, and hopefully no more, at least on the white side of things.
That's pretty good. 8-4 and hopefully no more.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's been one of those games tonight, and you know that right there is just, you're just rolling the dice. You're just doubling down on what you're trying to do, and you get a long goal like that scored against you. That's just an empty netter, and like I said, this game was lost in the first period. 2 shorthanded goals to start things off. That kind of set the River Dragons in the hole, and you know, give them credit. They did not quit. They didn't let up. And they're still not going to let up right here until the last whistle with 1:07 left.
We have quite a delay.
There has been a lot of discussions, hasn't there?
Monroe talking to the officials quite a bit for a team that's up 4 goals.
Yeah.
Fornaris gets the shorthanded goal, so make it 2 for the pest of the game.
You called them in the beginning.
You know, I can only say this: Cook's Pest Control. They just know how to pick the perfect pest every single game. They're that good.
We'll have to call them in tomorrow night for a little extra spray here.
Yeah, could use it.
No, that's roughing.
Are we going to have some extracurriculars? Yes, we are. Skate Scaldi. Oh, goodness. Rasmus Asp.
You got it more going on in the corner. That Schumacher.
Now Masternak and Scaldi talking, and oh my. Skate Scaldi laying a beat down onto Ballant. Oh, baby. Tyler Roy skating out to center ice. He goes to the bench. Masternak back into the crease. And Tyler Masternak just had a little bit too much to say to Skate Scaldi.
He shoots the puck in on the goaltender.
Scaldi tosses his bucket, has some words for the Moccasin bench, and I'll tell you what. Skate Scaldi fed Andrew Ballant.
Yep, he certainly did. Scaldi got that right hand loose, and just unlike the first one that he got involved in, where he got tagged a few times, that time he turned the tables there, and Skate Scaldi with a heck of a little extracurricular show for the fans tonight here.
Of course, there was a little bit extra after the whistle, right? But then, you know, Rasmus Asp, who is 6'4", 215 pounds, just has to skate over to Scaldi and throw a shove onto him, push him down to the sheet. Then Scaldi gets himself incensed. Then Masternak skates over, talks to Scaldi. You know, Scaldi doesn't like that. He touches the goaltender. Then Ballant enters the fray, doesn't like Scaldi touching his goaltender, which is understandable. Then a fight immediately breaks out. I mean, how do you assess that, Mike?
Well, I mean, I think it's at this point the only thing you got to worry about is the instigator after 5. I mean, under 5, because that's a rule, and it costs you a game if you get it. And hopefully they didn't tag anybody with it. But that's the only thing I see, other than just kind of hurt feelings at the end of an 8-4 game. And somebody saying, hey, we're coming back tomorrow to play.
What a night for Skate Scaldi, huh? How about getting your face all bloodied earlier in the game, come back in, and then...
All he needed was a goal and assist, and he would have had a Gordie Howe hat trick.
You know what's funny? I was talking to Skate after his performance in Biloxi last Saturday. He had a goal and 2 fights. That's the Skate Scaldi hat trick.
Yeah. Name it after him. What I like about Scaldi, though, is his energy. He's a guy out there. He's going to give it all. He's always out there. He's going 90 miles an hour all the time.
Loves his team.
Loves a hit. Doesn't mind getting in frays. Kind of player you like on your team.
A player that you hate playing against but love playing with.
Oh, yeah.
There's a pass that goes awry from Schumacher. He'll have to skate back on it. Just 25 seconds left to go tonight. Save made by Roy on a drive from the right circle.
So we got a game misconduct. That's trouble for tomorrow.
Don't believe we'll be seeing Skate Scaldi tomorrow. But the River Dragons will get Alex Storjahan back tomorrow. His suspension complete.
What's amazing to me is he's the only one who got the fighting major. Or did he get the double minor?
He got the double minor. He and Ballant got the fighting major as Roy went slipping and sliding. The puck kept out. But this game, ladies and gentlemen and everybody watching, has concluded. The Moccasins win by a final score of 8-4.
Well, the Moccasins got their fans, a little section there in the corner. See that they're very happy that their team won. Followed them all the way here from Monroe.
Hockey, of course, a family, whether it's the opponent or the team that you root for. Always cool to see a group of enthusiastic and passionate fans.
Especially about that's a 10-hour drive. That's no.
That's pretty far.
Yeah, it is far wide on I-20 all the way.
I remember when we went over there, I was sleeping most of the bus ride. With the loss in regulation time, the River Dragons fall to a record of 25-13, 4-2-1. They remain at 85 points. Their 2-game winning streak is over. They remain at 3rd place in the Continental Division. While with the regulation win, Monroe improves to 28-7, 4-2-0. They have earned points number 90, number 91, and number 92. They have overtaken the division lead over the Athens Rock Lobsters. Well, that's until we find out the result of their game against the PD Ice Cats, which the last we checked was 5-5 in the 3rd period.
One of those games. It's just you put this one in your memory and you say, hey, you can't make mistakes like that. You can't turn the puck over, particularly on the power play. And that was addressed. In the 2nd period, we saw a different River Dragons team out there. And then hopefully for tomorrow night, it carries over as far as the momentum. There's going to be some hurt feelings out there. There's going to be some players looking for other players to give some whacks to. And I'll probably look for a pretty physical game tomorrow night. And I would imagine that if you're into the real physical kind of hockey, tomorrow night might be your night to tune in.
And Mike, of note, entering play tonight, the Rock Lobsters had 90 points in the standings. Monroe had 89. Athens just won in overtime over the PD Ice Cats, which means they gain 2 points in the standings. Monroe gains 3. So if my math is correct, the Monroe Moccasins and the Athens Rock Lobsters each have 92 points. They are tied atop the Continental Division. both clubs still have 4 games in hand over the River Dragons.
I was going to say, in the Athens, I wonder how how many games in hand are they pretty even on their games played as far as Athens and Monroe?
They are closer than the River Dragons
okay.
are. I can tell you that for certain. As before we let you go here from the Columbus Civic Center, Liam G and Mike V will say so long. Anything else you'd like to say to the fans and everybody watching? 8-4, Columbus loses, but there were some bright spots tonight, including a Ryan Hunter hat trick.
That's right, a Ryan Hunter hat trick, a power play that eventually picked up and did what it was expected to do. Forget about the first period. That is totally over. That is watered down the river, and it's time tomorrow for the River Dragons to move forward and pick up on where they were successful tonight, continue that type of play, and I think you got a different hockey game tomorrow.
And I will say this, to echo your sentiment, Mike, it's never easy, no matter how well you're playing, to get off to a good start when you give up a shorthanded goal. Never mind 2 shorthanded goals. And I would argue that if you can just strip away that 2-minute stretch where the River Dragons gave up 2 while down a man, perhaps this final score would be looking a little bit different than 8-4 Moccasins.
Yeah, I mean, give credit to the Moccasins. They came out, they played a good hockey game. I mean, they did what they had to do. They capitalized when they needed to capitalize. Obviously, they put 8 up on, so that's capitalization. But, again, tomorrow night, I think, like I said, I think with the physical, and I think right off the bat, both teams are going to come out banging, and we'll see what happens from there.
We will certainly see. Well, for Mike V, our wonderful production crew, my name is Liam Godimer. Until next time, which is tomorrow night, with the puck dropping at 7:05 p.m., stay safe, stay well, and as always, let's go River Dragons.